If love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't care.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not right.
Yeah, that's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at
What?
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Stills in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded. You know what? What is a star? Like another city, the driver's side flags. Which you get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Hands up as ever. Cute as can be, you can watch on YouTube with me for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody.
Dude.
Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
I was in a good mood. Saw some good football, right?
Yeah.
Got to enjoy my weekend of sports.
Okay.
And then you show me this before the show and ruin it.
What are you talking about? I haven't sent you anything.
Who sent it? Marcos?
No, I didn't say anything.
What are you talking about? The Panthers thing I sent you?
Yeah.
Why would that bother you?
Oh, so you did send something.
It just doesn't make. I guess I was caught off. Why would it bother him?
Look on it.
Well, I know why I sent it to you, but why would that bother you?
Because it just like I'm a person that kind of cherishes the little small things that can make you better, right? Simple things that have absolutely nothing to do with money, have nothing to do with fame, just the little things that build stuff. And it's annoying. It's annoying. It's just annoying that of all the different things going on in the world, that the one thing you can control gets put out there.
Oh, all right. I really didn't think you were gonna have that reaction to it. I thought you were gonna like it. I thought it was a little hat tip. I liked it.
Just annoying. Like, dude, like it's been 5 years.
Okay. I really didn't think you were gonna be this annoyed to it. I thought it was gonna be a happy reaction to it.
Here's what I would say.
Way to ruin his weekend in one.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't think this was gonna ruin his weekend.
Major incidents don't bother me, right? It's the simple things that we overlook that just drive me crazy. As far as all the different rules that we have and all the different things we got to sign and all the different and payola this and that and whatever.
That's not us. That has nothing to do with this.
I don't care. I just want it right.
That's not our rules. Like
no. But I'm saying I know it's corporate. I'm just saying that
it's not corporate either. It's not corporate. It's the Panthers.
The Panthers put that out.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Well, then why? What?
You think somebody is going to call them and let them know?
No, I don't want to. That was my point.
All right. I'm just annoyed by stuff like that.
Straight.
Get it right.
So let me get this straight. You thought when I sent you that, you thought we tweeted that out?
No.
Yes, you did. You definitely did.
No. I just
no.
I didn't.
That's the only reason you would be upset.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. I'm just saying that we should have made sure that crap was right.
Well, it's not our social media team.
Okay.
How come we can control what somebody else tweets out?
No, you can do that.
What?
Leroy's right. We should have probably vetted it a little bit.
We are the flagship station.
Well, not tonight.
Oh.
7:90 this.
Oh, really? Huh.
Because the Heat are on tonight.
So
they don't do over.
So I did all that, and maybe that's why they did it, because it's tonight.
It is tonight.
Yeah,
that's why it's there.
Yeah.
Okay,
but they don't want to put
right. I got you.
They'd rather have a vintage logo, which is why I liked it.
Okay, you were looking at the logo.
Yeah.
I do like that logo. That logo means something
Yeah.
to me. That logo means something to me, dude.
All right.
Anyway,
We worried about stuff like that, and somebody just said, "Thank God for running water in Virginia." I'm like, we got to get our priority. I got to get my priorities straight. I'm happy everybody's got running water, and I still let's hope for the best out there on the West Coast. Yikes!
Well, let's get to headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen. Choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. As Leroy said, football happened this weekend. We had the wild card round, and yesterday you had a nice, fun game. The Commanders beat the Buccaneers 23-20 via doink-in field goal.
Yep.
Wow. That was cool.
And was it the drive before the I want to say Tampa Bay had a doink out.
Brutal. Yeah,
And
Baker
you
was
could hear,
bad.
why is that thing so loud?
Boom. Maybe they might.
Boom.
My always favorite is when you go to a Heat game and they have the rim mic too hot and you can just hear them swear under the rim. That's an F and N1. Shocking thing is when it's Duncan Robinson.
It doesn't fit, right?
So the Commanders, they move on. Eagles, that was not a good game. That was
No.
that was ass kicking.
No, yeah.
That was an ass kicking. I know the Packers are very banged up, but the Eagles took it to them yesterday.
Well,
so much so that AJ Brown was reading on the sidelines.
And Saquon Barkley said, "Nah, I don't need to score. You get
Showed
it."
class.
Yeah, showed class.
I would have scored that touchdown.
Needed that anytime touchdown, Saquon.
Did you?
I'd appreciate it if next time you ran it.
This is the problem with gambling.
Yep.
He would have been up by 3 scores. It would have been totally fine.
Oh, it would have been
Same
totally
thing.
fine. He just showed. He's just like, it's unnecessary.
Can I just say this? I think when you go up to the 1 yard line and stop,
Mhm.
sometimes that's more in your face than if you'd have just scored.
You see,
Right?
You see, Saquon.
Like, I don't want but think about it. If
Pony.
you're a defense and the guy goes to the 1 and takes a knee, you're
Mhm.
thinking, wow, like insult to injury. He could have scored, but he didn't.
Definitely.
Like, yeah. I get why he
He was
did
just
it.
tired. Well, how much? There was still like 40 yards left. But he definitely would have scored.
No, he definitely would have scored for sure, and it would have looked even better on the stat sheet. You were already humble when you gave Eric Dickerson his record. Fine, you can have it. I'll take the week off. We get it, dude. You're humble.
Well, he also did it in 16 games.
For sure. I mean, and it's a better feat, of course, but I needed the anytime touchdown. That's really what
So
I
just
care
for your
about.
game,
I really just needed the
just for your
parlay.
game.
That's really what
I mean, the only games that I was really wrong on, I thought Denver would keep it close and Buffalo beat the brakes off of them.
Yep.
And especially they scored the first drive and never scored again. Like just nothing at the end. I thought that Tampa would beat Washington, and Jaden Daniels was really, really good.
Clutch as he's been all year.
Huh?
Clutch as he's been all year.
Yeah. And so that one caught me off guard. All the other ones I would say were pretty chalky. I mean, the only lower seed to win was Washington? The Texans one, that was another one. Let me correct myself. The Texans I did not see that.
Snot, and the Chargers and Justin Herbert played really bad.
Well, listen, not for nothing. It happens, right? Like the worst thing in the world is have your worst game of the year at that moment, and you could say the pressure or whatever, that seems to be the going thing that everybody goes with. But I would just say sports is not perfect, and you just hope that your worst moments don't come at the biggest moments, right?
What's a more frustrating stat to you, Frog Boy, as a Dolphins fan? More frustrating stat from Hal Habib of the Palm Beach Post that the Dolphins' last playoff win came before the Houston Texans existed, and the Texans now have 6 playoff wins in their existence. Or from David Verones, just that the Texans have 2 playoff wins since the Dolphins traded them Laramie Tunsil.
I think they both hurt. Let's start with that.
But
Yeah,
I
they both hit. They both hit. They both hit in a deep place, right? I would go with the
What about the
6
whole-
wins since their existence.
I think that's bad.
The
That-
whole
that's bad.
haven't
Because
existed.
Listen, that's not the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
The Dolphins have had coaching changes. You could say, quarterback. All right, recent stuff. But we talk about since their existence. That
Yeah.
means that the last time you won a playoff game, they weren't even in the league.
Six times
Six.
they've done it.
6 times.
Anyway, we got one of the guys that has one of those playoff wins, and well, you can have him back. Deshaun Watson.
Schmieden says the Texans have more playoff wins in their existence than the Cowboys.
Yeah.
6-4. Now, is it like? Does it make you feel like?
And listen, hey, that softens the blow a little bit. That softens the blow. They got more wins than the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's not
But
0.
then the
though.
Cowboys could say at least we got 4.
Yeah, it's not 0.
Yeah, but
0.
still, they and put us in that division. Put the Dolphins in that division. Like, come on, you got into the league with a soft landing.
Yeah, I mean they didn't have Tom Brady, that's for sure. I mean the best.
But they had
a little Peyton Manning, a little Peyton
a
Manning.
little bit of Peyton Manning, and then
By the way,
it's just
that debating Manning and
Oh.
that not the same as Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
I love the Peyton Manning. That's a great commercial. Debating, you try to do the bit too much.
Debate. But especially when it's like high school kids, right? They just argue. I know I am, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? That's what it's going to resort to.
6 playoff wins in their existence. The Dolphins.
So
had
what were your? Oh, by the way,
Yep.
that second game, got me a $10 pizza.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
the
saying-
Heat?
yeah, I'm like, I don't feel like going get nothing. I would listen. Soon as I got home, it was like 1:30. I took a shower, got in, reclined. I was in my spot. I even put the cooler next to the couch. That's how much I was not moving. And then after the first game, the second game started, and I'm thinking, oh, there's another game tonight. I said, all right, let me order some pizza. Meat lovers, well done. I said, oh, wait, did he play last night? I think they did. Let me punch a code and see what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, $10.
It was good.
It's good for the delivery guy because I just paid him full price and then give him the tip.
Nice. Yeah, we'll get into it. 15 minutes of heat is next.
WQAM broadcast.
Bum, bum.
Mm-mm.
15 minutes of heat for your ass right here on 560 WQAM. Miami Heat victorious on Saturday night, 119-98 over the Portland Trailblazers. Joe Cronin had to drink that in from his dumb ass seat as he saw, oh my God, these guys I didn't trade for. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Wait
Tyler
a minute.
Herro.
Wait. Hey, I don't know if you should be telling this story because you were hook, line, and sinker all tied in.
I don't think there's anybody who should tell the
That's
story
true.
more than me.
Mm.
Why should
You
I?
would've
Why
did
should
it.
I? Yeah, that's the point.
Okay.
That's the point. This idiot sat there and he had DeAndre Ayton not playing, Rob Williams III not playing. I don't even know where Malcolm Brogdon is.
So,
Is he in
but
the
wait.
NBA?
So my question to you is this: if he's a fool, wouldn't you be a fool too for wanting to get rid of him?
No. Why
Or
would I be a fool?
he's just a fool for not wanting to take him.
He's a fool for not even picking up the phone.
Okay.
He's
All
a
right.
fool for not even picking up the phone. And by the way, Jimmy, you should be mad at him too. If Dame was here, maybe you would have gotten that money. I don't know.
No.
But the point is, Jović, dude. Incredible. This kid is so good.
Is he like a 0.5? Or we gonna call him a 0.4 because he's tall.
He's anything he wants to be.
Yeah.
Anything he wants to be. And he's out there hitting threes, driving to the hoop, throwing alley-oops to Kel'el Ware. Monster.
That's
Tyler
awesome.
Herro, Tyler Herro, onions, dude. Big time three after big time three. And this Joe Cronin had to sit there drinking it in. And let's just take a little look at his beloved Scoot Henderson. Nobody's better than Scoot. 3 points.
Come on, dude. Come on.
3 points.
This is the guy.
What is he averaging?
Nobody's better than Scoot.
He can't be averaging 20, right? They're
Nobody's-
terrible.
He's averaging 10.9 points per game.
Yeah. Like, really?
Ran Dame out of town for him.
That's what I'm saying. You could have just kept Dame.
Ran him out of town because nobody's better than Scoot. Great job, Joe Cronin. You idiot. Heat hold another opponent down to under 100 points.
That
and have won
wasn't them.
three straight for the
Yeah.
third time this year.
What are they, 19
Mobile
or
for the first time
17?
this year.
19 or 20 and 17?
They're
Direct
20 and 17.
20 and
17.
17. Okay.
They got the Clippers tonight. There was a lot of questions. Was this going to be postponed? Who knows? Game will go on as scheduled. 10:30 is your tip-off tonight from that new dome that they have, which is supposedly awesome. The new Steve Ballmer dome, whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, I've heard great things, but who cares about the Clippers?
Well, Kawhi, I think, should be back today because I think he's away from the team from personal leave because of family and the fires and all that. And I do believe he's back tonight. He's only played 2 games for him this year, but they should have Kawhi. We got Fat Bum. Norman Powell's having a good season. Heat are 6.5 point underdogs tonight to the Clippers.
Jeez, 6.5 point underdogs. Are they that good?
I mean, they got the same record as the Heat. I mean, people look at the West as better than the East, but
Really? So I'm gonna give you the top, what I would consider as of right now. I'm gonna just throw what I think are the top 4 or 5 teams. You got Cleveland, the Celtics. How are the Knicks doing?
Knicks are third.
Knicks. And is it Pacers?
Magic are fourth.
Magic.
They're a half
the only
game.
reason why I'm not including the Magic, I don't know who the hell's playing.
Ben Caro just came back for them.
Yeah. So,
But the Indiana Pacers,
and I'll give you that. I give those 5 teams right
the
now.
Pacers are playing. The Pacers are playing good basketball. The Bucks have kind of fallen off after they got things
Right.
together, and then
So
the Heat. Have
I
the
didn't
same
even
record as
include. I didn't include the Bucks. So think about that. I didn't include the Bucks. So I gave you 5 teams. Now let's go out west. We'll go
OKC,
OKC.
who's thumping everybody.
Right. Yeah, except Cleveland.
They beat Cleveland, didn't they?
No,
Oh, they lost to Cleveland? Oh, they killed the Knicks the next game.
they killed the Knicks.
Yeah.
So you got OKC,
Houston.
Houston, another young run gun team. So the West has been flipped upside down a little bit because you don't have the normal, Denver, Golden State, those teams leading the charge.
Mostly Golden State. Yeah, Denver's not as good as they probably were their championship year, but they're fourth right now.
Good. Yeah.
Dallas, who's been dealing with injuries too, they're fifth. The Lakers are sixth right now.
Okay.
They're 20-16. The Heat got them coming up. So like
the West isn't better.
Okay.
No, I don't think the West is not better than the East. If we had a tournament with the top five,
I think if you looked at the team, well, I guess what probably people go for that is like if you look at the teams that are probably like playing and below, like right now the Heat, which is the same record as the 6th seed, but everybody below them is Detroit, who's a lot better than people thought. Atlanta, we've seen they're pretty athletic, they're fine. Nobody really believes in Chicago. They're under 500. If you look under the playoff rankings of there, be Clippers, Timberwolves. I mean, they got Kings have been playing a lot better. And then everybody's favorite team, the Suns, who, are 500.
Right. No, I got you. No, I get what the argument that people would have about the West is the players.
Mm-hmm.
And the argument I have about the East is the teams, right? Like the teams are just better.
I think they're pretty close. I think it's pretty close.
If right now, if I had to say, is the NBA champion coming out of the East or the West? I'd say the East, right?
I still would say Boston's probably the perennial favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say OKC.
OKC. Now that would be a hell of a series because, geez, SGA looks like a tarantula, and he shoots unorthodox, but he gets the ball in the hoop.
Yeah. But either way, the Heat are 6.5-point dogs. And also you got to remember that's a Clippers team that really has been pretty decent. They haven't had Kawhi, and they're getting Kawhi back tonight. So that's probably why they're such a heavy favorite. But comments afterwards from your Miami Heat, as we are now 3-2 in the Jimmy Butler suspension. 2 more games to go, which means we are staring the barrel down of a Friday night return, I guess.
We got Clippers and Lakers.
Ooh,
the Lakers got their own version of Duncan. Reeves.
Oh, yeah. I think Reeves is more like a redneck hero.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit taller too. He's a little bit taller too, right?
From even
Reeves? I don't think he's much taller. He's 6'5", so no,
they're about the same. Okay.
Same height. But what? You have a problem with it? He's from
Wichita State. Okay, yeah. Oklahoma soon. Yeah.
I thought he was from Arkansas.
It says he was Oklahoma. But
no, that's a college he went to. Well, isn't he from Arkansas?
I don't know. I'll take your word for it. So far, those two lead me to believe that he may have a little redneck in him. So. First, I was.
He's from Newark, Arkansas.
Oof! Wow. Yeah. Hey, can I just say, Arkansas is right above Louisiana. I have never stepped foot in Arkansas.
Do you want to know the population of Newark, Arkansas?
13.
Just the
they're all related.
1,178.
Damn. He won 2 state titles in Arkansas.
Well,
our own lovable intangible, Tyler Herro, he's been lighting the world on fire. He had 32.
He's been all year. You know what? That's your score. That's your guy. If you leave him alone, he'll get you 25 a night. Right? That's what this team needs, right? This team needs a 25-point guy that I know I can count on. I know I can count on these 25.
He's been incredible. Incredible. And he poured in 32 more this past one, 7 from downtown. Portland made a little run ski. They got to 7 in the fourth quarter, and Tyler, hit a big 3 that put the Heat back up 10, and that was kind of all she wrote. Man, after that.
I gotta tell you, the Heat could go 5 intangibles and hold their own. They would need a center. They don't have a big.
Yeah, Love's not getting any run now.
No.
I don't think. But
Boy, they could do that one for 2 minutes. They could do all intangibles for 2 minutes.
The intangibles have been strong. Have been strong. But this was Tyler Herro after the game.
Oh, here we go.
Just rallying around each other, making it about the guys that are here now, the guys that are in this locker room, and we got enough, so that's all that matters.
Ooh, hey, hey, Topes. Normally,
they do that.
Normally, I would say you're always looking into something. It was chilly this weekend.
Each other, making it about the guys that are here now, the guys that are in this locker room, and we got enough, so that's all that matters.
Now, I will say this: that is sports talk. We have enough. You know, we got to go with the guys we have.
That's Spoism.
That's Spo.
But here's the deal: the situation makes you look at those same comments. Because he would have gave the same comments if somebody was injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody was injured and out for a couple of weeks, you would have been like, However, that's not the situation we're in right now. So my question to you is, you see the team coming together. You hear what some of them are saying. And I'm going to tell you like this. A lot of what you hear comes from the meeting that you have with your coach, right? So the coach will Belichick was awesome at this, right? He would, during the week, put the narrative out there, and we would just kind of regurgitate that and it kind of give you a free pass without having to answer, questions like to get yourself in trouble. Right. So, but if he's saying that and the organization is saying that, which that's what you would say, right? You want to just keep it moving. You want to grow, whatever. What happens on Friday?
I don't know.
Because you're 3-2. You're in a groove, right? Here's the thing that nobody knows. What's Jimmy going to be when he gets back? You said you got to start him.
Here was Haywood Highsmith afterwards. He said, quote, this was to Erik and John, everybody's buying in. The vibes are great and everybody's locked in. The team chemistry off the court is amazing as well. And he had come off a game where he had poured in 4 3-pointers and 5 steals. He was awesome.
Wonder why everyone's mentioning.
And then this was from Erik Spoelstra afterwards.
So here's the lead message, and all the other people are A and B. But this is the message, and I promise you, it's going to be something along the same lines.
He was asked about Tyler Herro. I kind of infer something pretty great about Tyler Herro, but then listen to the end of it as well with old Spo.
Yeah, tonight, well, actually, in a lot of instances this year, he's reminded me of another player. I'm not going to say you have to figure that out, but, his movement off the ball and the skill level, the passing, the handling, the scoring at all 3 levels, the ignitability, the flair for the moment, in opposing arenas. All of those things. That was a nice play, but I also like the one where it went to Nico, and Nico did the exact same thing to Tyler going the other way and threw a right-hand hook pass, for the 3 there. Everybody's starting to develop a nice chemistry, particularly just on this road trip. Hopefully we can just build on that.
Wow.
You thought he was talking about Steph, Leroy?
Yeah.
What do you think, Tobin? Do you think he was talking about Steph?
No.
The player that shall not be named? I thought he was talking about Wade.
Yeah.
No.
Every time he does that move, it's
Wade didn't play off the ball like that.
He did when LeBron was here.
Yeah, but he wasn't a spot-up shooter.
Doesn't matter though. Like you can play off the ball by cutting and things like that.
Okay, I got you. So I guess I got thrown off by the 6'5" and 6'3" 3-pointers.
Yeah, that wasn't Wade.
That's true.
That wasn't Wade.
Okay.
But Wade was also tremendous at getting to the free throw line. Tyler's okay at getting to the free throw line.
Right. That's because he's making threes.
I think he means just the flair for the dramatic.
Okay.
What his bigger point
was.
But hey, listen,
deal.
we're all like Bill Nye the Science Guy here. We're just talking chemistry. We're talking chemistry.
No, we're talking
a lot of chemistry talk.
So again, it's Monday now.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 more games.
Yep.
What if they come off this road trip 5-2, come back home?
Could be 5-1. It's a 6-game trip. 6-game trip.
Oh, they'd be 5. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's 2-2 since 3.
Because they lost that stupid Utah game at home.
3-2 since Jimmy's been out.
That's 3-1 on the trip.
Okay, 3-1 on the trip. So say if they come back 5-1, right? And then Jimmy comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
oh, dude,
come on, you're in the trenches, baby. Give us something.
I don't
know. I have no idea.
I don't have anything for you. The whole word is they're telling everybody, hey, be prepared. He's going to come back. But I don't know because there's no trade for him. Like the guy only wants.
That's his fault.
If the guy wanted to go somewhere else, would they like he left here saying, I got to get my joy back. Can you do it here? No. The first word reports were trade me anywhere, which turned out to be bull bleep because he only wants to go to one team, and it's a team that gives him an extension. That team has a player who can decide whether or not he wants to be traded. That guy doesn't seem like he wants to be traded. Plus, if he did want to be traded, the team that he would be traded to doesn't want him back. So then you got to find a third team that he would be agreeable to be traded to, and that's really hard to find. So I don't know. I don't know what they do. Jimmy seems to be stuck, and the team is playing. Jaime has been playing incredible on this road trip.
Right.
Nico, I mean, my God, so good. Now, I don't think that's going to disrupt too much because Nico's going to come off the bench, but certainly for Jaime, it's not, I think, a coincidence that his best games have been with Jimmy out.
Trying to make it work now could it damage
But
your
the big thing is, how could the big thing with Jimmy is like, even if he did double super secret promise, how can you trust him?
Right.
How can you trust him? How can you trust him? I don't know. I don't know. Is this one of those things that has to be like a team plane vote on the way home?
I mean, he usually rides on his own plane.
No, I'm talking about like just everybody, like they decide on the trip home from Los Angeles, yay or nay.
Mm-hmm. What if you bench?
It could be. Look, it could be a conversation that the players and the organization have to have. Like, what do you want to do here? This is not about what you feel about Jimmy. This is about us winning games. And what do you do? Because if Jimmy comes back and is fine, then no problems.
Great.
Right? But if Jimmy comes back and does what he did before he left, now you're impacting 2 or 3 other players.
Of course.
Guys who were in a flow that now have to sit back and watch you play. So it's a tough situation in that you could always take Jimmy for his word. And because of the beginning of this year and what happened before he was suspended, now we are just unsure of how to feel about what he says or what the Heat said. The Heat could be saying that just so, keep everything status quo.
Yeah, that's been the Heat's move the entire time. Is like, what do we say that just is like, hey, don't think you're going to rattle us. So you tell the people who want to trade, like, hey, we're prepared to bring him back.
Right.
But is he prepared to play? We don't know. I mean, he's been working out. He's been working out with Coach Octavio De La Grana back at the facility. Spo wouldn't say anything about this. Like, he was asked by Ira this weekend about those, and he goes, those are between me and Coach O. I'm not going to give you guys anything, basically.
Right.
So
it's a terrible spot to be in, because basically you build franchises and you build teams based on as much information that you could possibly know and see through a player's actions, through his play, through his development and what have you. Right. And so that's how you build a team. And you have an idea of what everybody on the floor can do. Now you're in a situation where you've seen a lot of your young players start to grow and start to get comfortable in a role. And you got a guy who said, you don't want to be here, but then he did say it, and then he said he's going to ball. And then as an organization, how do you handle the uncertainty when you really don't, you've never had this in your organization?
It's definitely a weird scenario. It's definitely a weird scenario. And I really don't know. I just feel bad. I think that the coaching staff can handle it. I think Spo can handle it, but I do feel bad for the players because I don't think the players,
they just start getting their run. Some of these
Yeah.
guys just started getting some consistent minutes.
I know that like Nikola Jović is one of those guys. He loves Jimmy Butler. Like we know that's a guy that he has a lot of love for.
Right.
But this is also his time. This is his moment. I feel like this is like one of his time to,
But even
shine.
even Tyler plays a little different, right?
Yeah, but I think if Tyler was, if he felt like he was going to get a whole Jimmy Butler back, I think if the entire team felt like they were going to get a Jimmy Butler who was engaged, I think they'd be okay with it. But you just don't know because the Jimmy Butler's got to be looking at this like, I come back on Friday, I got 3 weeks to get out of here,
right?
But like at that point, if you feel like he's pulling it again, then you just bench him, I guess. Like, I don't know what the read on that is.
I'm saying here, if I'm Pat Riley, do I have to make a decision based on if or what I think? Because say if you even think it, do you bench him to start?
So just sit him there on the bench getting paid.
I have no idea what, but keep in mind, these are two strong-willed guys, right?
James says the Heat dealt with this with Deoin Waiters. Yeah, they did. But Deoin Waiters they dealt with it with Deoin Waiters when Jimmy came here. And by the way, they did have games where like they started running out of bodies and they were still not playing James Johnson and Deoin Waiters. It got to a point where I think legitimately they had to play them because they ran out of guys. And then that was almost a point where like, yes, Spo will do that, but those guys weren't the best players anymore because Jimmy was on the team. It was Jimmy Bam, Goran, like this one is one of those where it's like you have these guys and they're all Tyler and Bam, they're credentialed and whatnot, but you have these young guys
who
that you want to kind of lean into. And the Heat are probably got to be in their mindset of like, what are we deciding the season is going to be? Do we feel like even without Jimmy that, we want to get this to the fullest? Because like they're not far out of this thing. No, by any means.
No,
and we told you how cluttered the East is.
And if these guys keep developing and playing like this, to have now you're gonna have a guy go from 25 minutes to 10 minutes for 3 weeks. Like, are you damaging the long term to satisfy, or even not even satisfy, in hopes of satisfying short term?
That says vets on the team decide if Jimmy starts. Simple. So that's a Bam, Tyler, Duncan, Kevin Love, Haywood Highsmith.
Ooh.
Yeah. But
majority rules, or has to be unanimous like a jury?
Ooh.
I would say this. I wouldn't put the players in that position. Don't like if I'm the organization, I go chit chat with them. If I'm Pat Riley, I go chit chat with them anonymously, right? But I don't do it that way so that what ends up happening is, oh, you voted no, right?
Right.
And so I would kind of do it that way, and I would kind of say, and if you're Pat Riley, you got enough cachet to say the decision has been made to do this.
I think Pat Riley just scrolls up to Big Face Coffee this week. That would be funny. Can I get a scone? Here's this was Spo this week on what he's heard about the Jimmy workouts.
Have you heard anything back from Octavio as far as how things are going with him staying behind and doing that work?
What he's saying? No, I'm not going to give you anything. Of course, I've talked to him. I'm very close to Coach O.
And you guys, you always talk about when players stay behind, you check in when you talk to them. So I'm just
I've talked to him, but that's between me and Coach O.
with all due respect.
No, it's not.
Hit him with the all due.
Oh, all you had to say was mind your business, stay in your lane, right? That's the same thing.
Why do you have to hit him
Hey,
with all due respect?
Hey, when you hit it with an all due respect, strap in. We're coming for a bumpy landing because here it comes.
Take a break. An old friend returns next.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
DeAndre Ayton! Oh, man. Let's get to the road to repeat, which is brought to us by our friends over at load that music there. Celsius! Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a party to play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go wrong with Cosmic Vibe or Galaxy Vibe.
You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. The Panthers lose on Saturday afternoon in overtime. Crazy ass game. The Panthers, they pull Bob, 2 minutes left, down a goal, and who is able to chip it in with 1.8 left, floats it over Swayman in the craziest goal you see. Because let me tell you something, we got Swayman this past first Saturday. That dude was stopping everything. So it took basically a moon puck to get over his shoulder to tie things with just under 2 left. But he did it.
Markov, can he win his 15th face-off of the game? He does. Right to Kachuk. Here on the near side. Kachuk, bottom of the circle. Looking for a lane. Far side. A shot. And Reinhart denied there by Swayman. Kept the line. Barkov to Schmidt at the line. Looks to Reinhart. Played out front. Batted at. And Swayman to save the rebound. They score. They score. They've tied the game. Out in front of it, Sam Reinhart. The Panthers have tied the game at 3.
Oh, wow.
A lot of action there.
Hey.
It took 3 attempts.
Dude, it was crazy. And they almost I think it was Pazu hit it, like nearly got the empty netter. It hit the post, bangs out. So they get one more crack at it. And it goes to OT. Unfortunately, Sam Bennett goes old chicken wing, high stick. I'm like, oh. Dude. So the Panthers are a little 4-on-3 action, Leroy.
Oh my goodness. The ice looks empty, doesn't it?
And Pasta shoots it. Rhino had his stick out, deflects off of Rhino's stick over Bobrovsky for the loss.
Reinhart under some pressure. He's got control of the puck. Looks to fling it up the boards into traffic. Now recovers. Kept in by Leroy as Reinhart tried to clear. Leroy with 10 seconds to go in overtime. Lindholm. Leroy at the line. 5 seconds. Leroy. Pasternak puts it down toward the net. Deflected. They score. Pasternak was trying to pass. That one took a wild deflection out front. And the Bruins have won it in overtime by a 4-3 final score.
Knuckle puck right over Bob. Like, he was like, Bob didn't see it. He, first of all, was shielded. The second of all, it came from friendly fire. He's just like, what's that? The goalie's just like completely clueless. They're like, wait, what just happened? What happened? Anyway, good for you, Boston. You finally beat the Panthers. But we still got a point that we had no business getting. I mean, Swayman, put like 100 shots on him. And,
sometimes he Swaymans.
He did. He Swaymaned us. Good for the Bruins. They got rid of that Montgomery. They're finally able to beat the Cats. Although it was,
not a true.
And plus Rhino and Benny, like, what are you guys doing in overtime? Anyway, here's Paul Maurice after the game. This is what the head coach had to say on the Cats.
Oh, I don't know the end result, except we come out to play a certain way, and I think we did that really start to finish. I mean, we had the chances in the third, the flurry there, the breakaways. That's a function of us opening up the game, but we didn't do it anywhere else. And it was good. We played well. I mean, I don't know, we're over 100 in the shot attempts, so we'll always try to find something we want to get a little better at. Maybe just our net front positioning on those, see if we can create a few more rebounds or sticks to, get a stick on a puck. It's not a loose game where you had, I don't know, 48 chances. We had a bunch though, and we were pretty diligent on what we gave up. Our speed was good coming off. Even though it's 2, it's still a bit of a flight home. But I we were not flat. We were good tonight.
Panthers will be back at it tonight, Leroy. 7:00 against the Flyers.
You know what? He is the only person, and that is the only sport where you can give a post-game interview like that and go, yeah, man, that was just hockey. That's just as long as you keep your energy. Like, it's the only sport you can do that in.
It was hockey, dude. It was
Right.
it was a straight hockey, and Dennis is already repealing Bennett's extension. Don't do that to Benny yet. I understand, but
I mean, 4-on-3.
it was
That's
basically four. It was almost 4-on-2 because Reinhardt forgot what team he was on for a second. He's giving the puck up to the Bruins and then deflecting in for pasta. Jesus. But how can I get mad at you? You won us a Stanley Cup. How can I get mad at you, Ryan?
Oh no, you'll find a way. You
Yeah,
you are the wishiest, washiest fan.
No, that's
ever.
not fair. That's not fair.
Oh my goodness, really?
Nope.
Okay.
That's not true. I don't sign up for that.
Okay.
7:00 is your puck drop tonight from Philly, and of course you can
They
hear
went
that
from
on 790 The
Edmonton
Cat.
to Philly. Isn't Edmonton on the west side?
Hmm?
Or is it up north? Or is it
Where do you
east
have them
coast?
in Edmonton, dude? They haven't been in Edmonton for like weeks.
No, where'd they play last night?
They were home against the
What?
Bruins.
Why am I thinking they were in Edmonton?
The
And
other
I know Swayman's the Boston goalie too.
Yeah. Edmonton's got that Skinner. His hair. Anyway. Back at it tonight. Cats will try and bounce back. We'll take a break. Howard Tua. Redemption? Back after this.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Go to hell. Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy back with you here. Man, it's good to have 15 minutes of heat back, which, by the way, is brought to you by Hollywood Kia. The big game is here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia. Plus, we'll double your down payment up to $3,000 online at hollywoodkia.com. Call them today, 832-930-6181. It is a packed weekend, lots of football to dive into. How do you feel today, Froggy? You know, your beloved Justin Herbert went down in a poop show. You love him so much with his intangible receivers, and once again just loses in fabulous fashion. But all the nerds are making excuses for him.
No, it's good to know that the more mobile quarterback won that game, but it was surprising though. It really was.
You know where I think people want to get to in their life? You want to get to a place. I'm gonna use some names. Barry Sanders, Tom Brady. They didn't even do it with Peyton Manning. Drew Brees. You want to get to a point in your career that even if something goes wrong, you're so good they never blame you. Right? And once you get there, because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
We all remember Aaron Rodgers not winning games in Green Bay before he went to the Jets. But we ignored that. They didn't give him any running game. They didn't give him any defense. Blah, 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 blah.
Never drafted a first-round offensive player, right?
Right. So these are all things that we use as an excuse when Aaron Rodgers didn't win. Now we're doing it already for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, no, Justin Herbert. He doesn't have a ring at least. You know, Justin Herbert's been in here and listen.
But that's what I'm saying. It's gotten to the point where so many people have praised him.
Do we sound like losers though? Like, are we covering up for Tua? Because we're sitting here and we're not even in the playoffs.
Because here's what I would say in contrast to that. No matter what happens to the Dolphins, the first person they go to is Tua.
My whole thing with the Justin Herbert thing is not to sit here and see like, you see, he's no better than Tua. Really has nothing to do with that. But it has been funny watching for years. They're basically their whole careers and saying, oh, poor little Justin doesn't have a coach. Oh, his coach is an idiot. Oh, he has no skill, guys. Oh, he doesn't have a line. Oh, he's hurt. Oh, he's poor. And then when it's Tua, they're just like, boom.
Right. But that's my point.
Stinks.
That's
Can't play in the cold.
Whatever career you in, whatever career you have, that's where you want to get to. No matter what, you don't have to say anything. People are going to help you out. Right?
We got you know what?
Guy throws 4 picks and they say he don't have something else. That's why he threw the 4 picks.
I love this upcoming week. We got a Ravens-Bills game.
Woo!
Whoever loses that, hey, don't lose. Because Lamar and Josh Allen.
Whoever loses, they're gonna say can't get us, gotta get rid of him. Can't get us over the hump. Can't get it done. He's not that guy. He's not that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway. But that's what we say about Tua. And I'm getting ready to say, after this weekend, you think we're gonna say that about either quarterback?
Right now on First Take, they have the debate: worst weekend, Herbert or Love?
Herbert. Love was hurt.
Love was hurt. They have a lot of injuries too.
Right.
Didn't they have on their top 3 receiver? Dude, that guy went down with the Guardian cap.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, oof.
Nothing you can do with that. I mean, what more can he do? He's wearing a Guardian
That's-
I
cap.
don't know.
I'm telling you, listen, the Guardian cap is optics. I told you what causes concussions, right?
And the only reason that Achan wore is because his mom made him.
Mom, yeah.
But you understand what a concussion
I was
is.
watching yesterday.
That has nothing to do with the Guardian cap. The Guardian cap dulls the hit so with the helmets don't bounce off of each other.
Yeah, I always thought the Guardian cap was for linemen. I thought it was like for
Yeah.
camps. So you don't know, you know, like
Bump
that
heads.
those
No,
little bump heads thing.
It's when you're going, 2 guys going fast and you just graze helmets, from the plastic. So the Guardian cap kind of dulls that hit. But your brain is still jarring in your head.
Got to put memory foam on the inside of these helmets.
It doesn't matter.
Man,
After
like
what
it's
I
a
just
super
explained.
red?
Wait. After what I just explained to you
Yeah.
and told you what causes a concussion.
Nope. You can jump on a bed with wine on it. Won't spill.
Okay, but if you jump on
I was impressed by that.
It's
if you
impressive.
jump on the bed with your head, your
Yeah.
brain jars in your head. What are you gonna do about that?
Well, you got to adjust your head number. That's what everyone gets a helmet number. Do you like it firm? Do you like it soft?
Listen to it. Whatever
It's
you need.
on the inside, dude. It's not on the outside.
We're working out the kinks, Leroy. It's the first year of the memory foam helmet. We're doing our best.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen. Choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock with the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. By the way, the Patriots, to no one's surprise, they officially hired Mike Vrabel as their head coach.
What a
Boy,
shock.
that was knowing what coach you were gonna have before you got rid of the other one. How you fire a coach and say we put him in an unattainable situation? Remember what I was talking about, black coaches and minority coaches? That's the situation you don't want to go into, because now, people aren't smart enough to look at that situation and not say, oh, he only made it 1 year. That's how they're going to look at it, instead of looking at it like bad spot to be in.
The thing that's rotten with Mayo, though, is Mayo's a guy, he's a Patriots guy, and they supposedly Robert Kraft loved him for like 5 years.
Right.
And then he was just like, nah, rat's up a ship.
Right. Like,
name me a Patriots wide receiver.
Devontae Parker?
Who's that guy? Polk?
Yeah. N'Keal Harry? What about wait, is Devontae Parker still a Patriot? I'm not even
He's
sure.
retired.
Is he retired?
he's retired. Like, that's when you know, right?
Oh, God.
When a guy could be retired for 2 or 3 years and you don't even know he's gone.
So sad.
The rumors are swirling. Deoin Sanders very interested in coaching the Raiders, but there's some counter reports that say the Raiders are not interested in him. They have, quote, zero interest, according to The Athletic.
You know why?
Ooh.
You know why?
No.
Because they don't want a higher, what's the word I'm looking for? They want a guy with more cachet than the owner. Some owners have a problem with that. Jerry Jones has a problem with that.
The guy with the haircut, anybody has more cachet than that guy.
But-
Look how he looks.
But listen, Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson.
They had John Gruden. John Gruden, I would say, like, he was a guy that had more cachet than Mark
For
Davis.
12 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, he got canceled.
Right.
Yeah, they were committed. They were committed to Gruden.
Yeah, they paid him a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
maybe,
true. That's true.
maybe
But Deion's
maybe
on a
they're,
different.
Oh,
Deion's
yeah.
on a- Right.
But I feel like Deion's positive for the Raiders, isn't it?
Maybe that's why I don't like him, man. Some franchises are just like
Look, I tell you this all the time. If people have a problem with Deion, that's a you problem. The guy don't drink, he don't swear, right? He speaks about, things as real as he could, and some people still have a problem with Deion. I'm like, I may not like all the stuff that Deion does, right? I could say that. That's fine. You don't have to like everything. But it ain't got nothing to do with what I feel about him and his positive impact on young players and young men.
They gotta explain themselves for getting rid of Antonio Pierce. The only way I think they could kind of like make it make sense would be to bring in someone like Deoin.
Right.
'Cause I
You
think
you can't bring in with all and here's with all the chaos you have going on around your organization to say we're gonna go and get a new coach is gonna make it better. You're
Yeah.
fooling yourself, right? There's a lot of things that gotta happen in that organization for it to turn around. And I would say that the coach part of it is not number one on the list. So unless you make some other changes to your roster and stuff like that, then it doesn't matter who the coach is. So you might as well bring in somebody, right? Now the thing is that Deoin seems like the guy that's going to want a lot of control. That might be the problem.
Speaking of coaches, did Mike McDaniel throw someone under the bus this weekend? That's next.
The heater in Los Angeles.
It's our number 2 with Tobin and Leroy.
Welcome back. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Sure can. It is part of the collie, winds out of the west, southwest almost, at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Real light winds. Temperature should be warming up a little bit if that's the case. So I'm going to guess it's around 70, 75 degrees right now.
Oh, you using your microphone like a speed?
Huh? What happened now?
Sounds like you're using your microphone as a speed bag. It was like,
oh, I don't know. I was bumping the bar as I was getting over to the windowplex. My windowplex is not as easily accessible as it is in the studio.
I am him is a chat name, which is debatable, but he says questions. Is it safe to say Jaden Daniels is better than Tua was as a rookie?
Yes.
You saying Tua as a rookie, or do you mean is it just saying already as a rookie is he better than Tua?
Oh,
I see what you mean. Yeah,
I'm assuming he's because very obviously, yeah, as a rookie, he's definitely better than Tua was as a rookie. Yeah. If you're saying is he already better than Tua, he's really good. I mean,
he's really good. But we said the same thing about RG3, and then
Stroud's had a hell of a regression sophomore slump this year too.
It's just the game plans are a little different, so then you have to adjust to that. So Lamar Jackson did it.
Won a playoff game on the road as a rookie though. On the
road, but there's only been like 3 quarterbacks to do that. So let's calm down.
Man, when do we get a game in Tampa?
Right? Oh, that'd be great.
When do we get a game can we get a playoff game in Jacksonville for a playoff game? Well, the last time they ddid, Marino got lost 62-7. That didn't go so good.
That's good. Not good.
SDI says either way, the answer is yes. So is Bo Nix.
What? Wow. Bo Nix.
Well, no, because remember earlier in the year you went, "Oh my God, Bo Nix!" Like everybody said, "Oh, maybe is this a reach?" Right? And then he kind of turned it around. But that's what that guy does with quarterbacks. So
it's what it is. Look, any Dolphin fan, even the most ardent supporter of Tua right now, like it's not even really a question of talent, which already has its questions. But like, yeah, I mean, you're coming off a year where he missed 6 games, and that was the biggest red flag of him of all.
Right.
Like, I can't act like I'm not terrified going into the next season, being like, all right, what's going to be the thing that flares up this year?
Right.
But the news going into the weekend, Leroy, the Dolphins fired a couple of coaches. They fired special teams coordinator Danny Crossman, who had been here a long time.
Well, we knew that was coming.
Which we knew that was coming. I mean, but the Dolphins let go of Wes Welker as wide receiver coach.
Think that's
that one kind of
Tyreek thing?
Is that a what thing?
Tyreek thing, or
I don't know. But he's been with him since San Francisco. I was like, whoa, that's your boy too. Hey, let me tell you something. When I've seen Leroy at top hobnobbing, Leroy was hobnobbing with Wes Welker. Left me in the dust.
Do you think he let Tyreek get away with so much that Mike McDaniel felt like I can't have you in a
that was my thought on it. I thought that like, all right, was he not reporting how many times Tyreek Hill was late and it made him look stupid or something like that? Like that's the only thing I can think of. Like, what could you do? What could Wes like? Because certainly you could sit here on its face and just be like, hey, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, highest paid guys on the team, neither had 1,000 yards. Blame the wide receiver coach. But like, isn't his job to? I mean, what does he need to do to develop those guys? Like,
yeah,
right.
That didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. So yeah, I agree with you, Marcos. The only thing that seems to make sense to me is was Wes Welker too lenient in the room?
Yeah. Too much of a player's coach, huh? That sucks, though, because I feel like scapegoat.
I feel like a scapegoat, too.
Messed up.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Leroy.
Is that another thing, too, of like, hey, that's my guy. I got rid of him. That's how dedicated I am. Please don't fire me.
Streets need a body.
Streets need a body.
But, like, what? So let me get this straight, though. Wes Welker was the coach the last 3 years. 2 of those years, wide receivers were incredible.
Yeah.
Now his coaching got that much worse?
1 year. Rough.
I don't know.
Scapegoat.
I
You know
don't
what
know.
I mean?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I think sometimes players get in the comfort zone, and in order to change that and change the process in which they go about things, you change the coach to kind of get a new focus and a new attitude in there. So I don't know. Maybe it was these guys got a little bit too comfortable and they weren't doing their job.
Maybe.
And there's a lot of coaches that make assumptions that you're a professional. You've been a professional a long time. You know how to go about this. And that might not. When Tyreek says, "I didn't get enough work," right? Does that not fall on the coach? The position coach?
Does that fall on the position coach?
I don't know.
I don't know. Why would that fall? Like, why would that fall on him?
I don't know. I'm
Like,
guessing. I don't know why coaches get fired, dude.
That's why. Well, I just found it like we all saw we're like, oh, special teams obviously getting fired, but like this guy's been here for years. He came with Mike McDaniel from San Francisco,
Right.
They're obviously tight. I feel like when I used to go to practices, I see Mike McDaniel hobnobbing with Wes Welker all the time. Now maybe Wes Welker likes to hobnob because I saw it with Leroy too, but from my standpoint, I'm just like, wait, what? What do you mean Wes Welker got canned? I didn't understand. Like, that to me, it just felt like he either kept secrets
Right.
to make that kept Mike McDaniel looking a little foolish. Maybe he was trying to keep the stress off of his plate. I don't know. But you can't go out here and tell me performance. Like, we're going to blame 30 million receivers. We're going to blame their performances on the coach. Really? Malik Washington got better, did he not?
Right. Well, again, we could probably do this throughout coaching, right? But we picked to do this here in this situation. I don't know why coaches get fired, right? I mean, we just had the thought process of can't imagine how coach got fired in their first year.
Yeah.
On a team that sucked. And you knew they were going to suck. And why are you firing the coach?
Schmeathan says, what if Welker pounded the table for OBJ?
Marco's got a job for him then. We can pound the table together.
Oh, man.
Schmeathan also brought up another good point.
What's that?
You got to replace nostalgia with nostalgia. So Brian Hartline, new receivers coach.
No, he's coaching in a championship game.
Well,
Hartline is the wide receiver coach at Ohio State. Yeah.
Time to
That's
step
a
up
much
to the
softer. That's a much softer landing, by the way.
I feel like Hartline's sticking around there because he knows the next Michigan loss. Even if Ryan Day wins the national championship, once he loses to Michigan again,
listen. I already asked my biggest Ohio State supporter. I asked him.
And what did he say?
He said
he says he's Teflon.
He says no. He was going to be there regardless. I'm like, that's not what I was hearing after the Michigan game. I don't know. Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, if he wins the national championship and he loses to Michigan again, his seat's going to get hot. They're tired of losing to Michigan.
Yeah, but the goal is to win a championship.
So they fired Orgeron.
I mean, hold on. All right.
I don't care that he was too horny.
This is very horny, dude. And irresponsible, too. Yeah, baby, you can come by practice.
We're gonna do this to the Oklahoma drill, and then we'll go to the room and go talk.
Too unfilthy.
Take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the
This guy's a ball.
Leroy, it is time to
It
gather
is
us
time.
around the locker room and hand out your weekend game balls and game bums. What do you got, dude?
Well, I'm gonna go for my game bums. I'm gonna pull a Tua, and I'm gonna put it all on two quarterbacks that, whoo, stunk it up. Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, joint game bum, weren't very good. Made it so that the other team didn't have to do a whole lot because you kept throwing the ball to them.
Also had a blocked extra point.
Blocked extra point, which is crazy. My game ball, I gotta tell you, man, this Jaden Daniel, he is something special.
I know.
He is.
He's good.
He is. He looked good.
He's good.
Now, I would say I always wonder these questions if I had taken Jaden Daniel first and put Caleb Williams in that situation. Would it look similar? In being that we would be saying the same thing about Caleb Williams because you don't go from being the next it guy to that, right? There's got to be some extenuating circumstances.
I should listen to Belichick. Belichick told you from jump. He says he was not a Caleb Williams believer.
But one of the things that'll kill you with Belichick, carelessness with the football. That right there, that's a no-go. Any quarterback that, right? That's a big no. He says, look, 3 downs and punt is much better than what you're doing for us, son. But yeah, good football. I just couldn't. It's one of those games where you couldn't stop watching because you didn't know what this dude was going to do, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'll tell you the one thing I can't stop watching, and that's Derrick Henry run over Minkah Fitzpatrick. I can't stop watching it.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know if you know this about Derrick Henry, but he's big.
Big.
Dude.
Wow.
Fast.
I mean, you don't usually see teams run the ball like that against Pittsburgh. You don't.
A lot of people saying Pittsburgh quit. They quit on Tomlin.
Yeah, that's what you're getting at with when you get dump
That's
truck.
what people are saying. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying people are saying it.
Dude, listen, they're going to put up his numbers and they're going to put up, is it time to move on? He ain't won a playoff game in X amount of years, right?
His last postseason win is in 2016. 6 straight losses for Tomlin.
And I would say this to you. He's been there 17 years. Never had a losing record. And you are willing to move on from him. You get what you get.
How many 9-8s in there, though? Because 9-8s, I don't believe in that as a winning record.
I don't think any.
No, he's had that.
No,
he's definitely had 9-8s in there.
Yeah.
Well, they just started the 17-game schedule.
2021 was the first year, yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, did you hear what Jimmy Johnson said?
That they'd be idiots for getting rid of Mike Tomlin?
No, actually, he didn't say that.
Really?
He said it's getting stale there in Pittsburgh, and he suggests a coaching swap. He said the Cowboys and Steelers should swap coaches. McCarthy to Pittsburgh. He's a Pittsburgh guy, apparently. And Tomlin to Dallas. Old switcheroo, according to Jimmy Johnson.
Are they going to let Mike Tomlin be Mike Tomlin?
Oh.
You know what I mean. With Jerry Jones. Like, are you?
I think so.
That wouldn't be bad. A little more creative on the offensive side.
Oh, quite a bit of these 9-8s.
Really?
9-8 in 2022, 9-7-1 in 2021.
Hate ties.
8-8 in 2019, 9-6-1 in 2018.
So he's got a handful in there.
8-8 in 2012, 8-8 2013.
Look, I mean, he's also been trying to make Kenny Pickett and Russell Wilson work.
That's
Right.
You know, like, I don't know when does the time come? See, that's the thing with Pittsburgh, right? They're almost kind of like the Heat. They never tank.
Yeah.
Like when with a guy like Tomlin's cachet, when's the time that they would ever pull the plug on a season, or could they ever pull the plug on a season to go get themselves a young quarterback? Because they haven't had anybody since Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Coach swap. Wow.
You kind of like Coach Swap.
I'm thinking little attitude change for both teams.
Well, I think if you do a coach swap, it has to happen within like hours, because I think McCarthy's window to negotiate
14th.
soon. It says this is Schefter with the Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy eligible to talk to other teams after midnight Tuesday. There haven't been any negotiations on a new deal with Dallas per sources. It's now looking like McCarthy will indeed become a coaching free agent, with Chicago and New Orleans expected to be interested in speaking with him.
You know what? That's a shame. Right? Why wouldn't they if they're not going to keep him, why wouldn't they let him go talk to Chicago?
Weird.
It's a weird
Yeah, they
thing.
denied the request.
Right. And Chicago's waiting, so what's a couple of days, right?
No.
Right.
I don't know.
Like that's a crazy that was a crazy thing, because it would give the impression that they want to re-sign him. And then you hear there's been no traction whatsoever. So I'm like, why wouldn't you just let him go interview? Or could it be something along the lines of, if he got an offer, then anybody who's going to get him away from the Cowboys is going to pay a nice penny, right? And if that was out there, maybe they would end up paying more than they wanted to. So that, you don't let him talk and start, negotiating, and then come back to you with those negotiations from other teams.
A lot of coaching drama, dude.
Lot. Well, and to be fair to all these coaches, all the teams that have this coaching drama also have roster drama, right? In that they have some glaring issues that need to be fixed on their roster. And to think that you can fix it and continue to be the same way with a new coach is being unfair to that new coach. Just look at Antonio Pierce and look at Jared Mayo, right? Two guys who had no chance based on what their roster was.
According to Mary Kay Cabot, your former beat reporter, Daryl Bevell, Dolphins QB coach, is interviewing with them for their offensive coordinator position. The Cleveland
With who?
Browns. The Browns.
Oh, okay.
With Daryl Bevell.
Listen,
if I'm Daryl Bevell, I mean, get the experience too, but how could you want that QB situation unless you know you're getting Cam Ward?
Again, that's the other thing, right?
Did you see the stuff that they may try and void his contract, Deshaun, because he wasn't wearing his boot?
I did, yeah. He was like on TikTok, or
he was dancing on
club
TikTok, but he didn't have his walking boot on, and apparently he was only like a certain amount of time out from his surgery. I suppose he could lie and say it was an old video. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I think it happened down here too. His re-injury.
Oh, what a shocker!
TikTok.
In Miami.
TikTok.
I mean, listen, not for anything. I'd kick the tires on just about anything to get from under that, right?
It's like, yeah. There's definitely a meeting every week in Browns headquarters that's just called Deshaun Watson loopholes.
I mean, it's not technically it's not a loophole. If you get injured doing something you shouldn't be doing, your contract can be voided.
Oof. Crazy.
And that's not stuff like playing basketball in the off season, or doing other things and trying to stay in shape, right? We're not talking about that. But if you just had surgery and we see you out there flailing without taking the proper steps towards your recovery, then a team could have some questions.
They got like a spy in Cancun on Deshaun Watson, be like, "You were parasailing."
Put it on TikTok.
We saw you, dude. No boot.
Wow. So did they say how he?
I think he didn't hurt it on TikTok. Like they said, like he re-aggravated the injury while rehabbing, I think in Miami. But the thing that everybody was pointing to, so that's not what's going to get avoided. But apparently the protocols are he's supposed to still be in a walking boot because he's not that far out of surgery.
Right.
And apparently he was seen not in it. Now I don't know what doctors said. Maybe doctors told him he doesn't need the boot anymore. I don't know.
Right.
You know, maybe he's a science beater like Jalen Phillips.
Clearly not. He needed another surgery.
Oof.
So that nixed that right there.
Wow. That's something. So you were telling me during the break, Froggy, you said that Minkah Fitzpatrick used to be he was teammates with Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So they're friends. He's not my friend anymore.
No. After that,
He's not
after
my
you get
friend
stiff
anymore.
arm like that.
I got to tell you,
Have you ever
anytime I played against my friends,
Yeah.
I wanted to bury them. Just
Who's
so
your-
when we,
Do you have the best relationship of a person you stiff armed in a game?
So we played against Kansas City one year, and Lonnie Martz we played high school football together. And every year we would go down and we talk about, oh, you and Lonnie go play against each other, because he was kind of like a cover guy. So I knew when we played them, he was going to cover me the whole game. And I shook him and he fell. And I went for 71. Ooh. The next time he tackled me, I said, "Boy, I cannot wait until we get back home." So
did he avoid you or did he take it like a man?
no, I haven't seen him since. But, I've talked to him. It is not like we laugh.
He didn't go to the reunion.
No, he lives in Tampa now. So,
Oh.
but yeah, so stuff like that. I remember playing against my the other running back who I got. Believe it or not, I started playing football again. Like I went to a different school freshman year, right? And then I transferred, so I had to sit out my 10th grade year too. They don't have you can play right away. So we were sitting around lunch, and one of the running backs, he was like the star running back. We used to play against each other in Little League, so we were like arch rival parks, right? His park is my park. Everybody would go see the game because we were the two players. And I said, we were going back and forth, and I said, calm down. If I was playing, you wouldn't be playing. And so we put a little wager on it. And so the next year I went and played football. And we played together. So it was hard to say who won the bet. He ended up going to Oregon State and playing for Buffalo. So when we ran into each other, Buffalo, at that time he was a safety. So yeah.
We'll take a break here on the show, get you caught up with your headlines. Back with more for this.
Got into you.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get to a little cat talk here, brought to us by Hollywood Kia. The big game is here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia. Plus, we'll double your down payment up to $3,000. Visit online, hollywoodkia.com, or call them 832-930-6181. Cats back on the ice tonight, taking on the Philadelphia Flyers at 7 o'clock. You can hear that on 790 The Cat tonight. Cats lost to the Bruins over the weekend in overtime 4-3. And that was a crazy-ass game. One thing I do want to point out, Matthew Tkachuk is about to start an international war, apparently. We're already dealing with the fact that
precious baby Matthew.
Well, we're
Tkachuk?
already dealing with, eyeballing Canada as the 51st state, right? But they have this thing called the Four Nations Face-Off coming up in a few weeks, which is a four-nation tournament. America, Canada, Sweden, Finland are going to take place. It's about 8 days, right? A little breaky break.
This is new? This is like the first time they've done this?
Listen, you're asking a Leroy hockey
that's
question.
okay.
I
You
think
know
it's the
what?
first time.
Here we go. Here we go.
I don't know, though. I don't know. To be honest,
He
But a lot
throws
of
in the
fans
bait
are in
for you to ask hockey questions, and then he'll never
I just never expect these questions to be out. I don't know. Ask me questions like that. The point is, they're doing this coming up in February, right? And so a lot of Panthers are in. We are little Finland. We have all the Finns, okay?
Yeah.
So we got a lot of Finns that are going to be in it. And Matthew Tkachuk is going to be in it, of course, representing America. And this angered P.K. Subban because PK wants him to play for Canada, to play for his mother's side.
I thought PK was cool, man.
And this is what he had to say about playing for Canada. If you have them, Mark.
Hey, listen, I got a bit of a bone to pick with you here. Now, I know you're going to be representing Team USA at the Four Nations Cup. Your dad, Keith, represented Team USA before. But what's going on? Why aren't you thinking about representing Canada? Your mom, Chantel's from Canada, right? She's from Winnipeg. What's going on here? And have you thought about representing Team Canada instead of the U.S.?
No, never in my life. I'm American for sure. I would never play for them. That's been. Yeah, I'm as American as it gets. I think if you ask my brother and my dad that too, we'll say the same.
The Four Nations Cup's been around for a while, by the way.
Never.
Never played for Canada.
He's as American as apple pie.
Yeah.
Two things that say America.
Yeah.
Apple pie and Matthew Tkachuk punching you right in the face.
Oh, okay. All right. America.
So there you go. There's your cat talk. Meanwhile, speaking of punching you right in the face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Miami Hurricanes. Get to the rest of our headlines here, which are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. So, Miami Hurricanes got themselves a new defensive coordinator.
All right.
Corey Heatherman from Minnesota. Look at that chin.
Let me see.
Look at that.
Let me
That
look at this
that's
guy.
sideline presence right there.
Not smiling.
For our Twitchers and YouTubers out there, look at this guy right there. That guy knows football. That guy knows football. Look at that beard. Well kept beard. You know,
He's angry too. Look at his face.
You can tell that guy doesn't get cold in Minnesota either.
That's not an offensive coach.
That's a defensive coach. We should learn a little bit about Heatherman's defensive philosophy, because from what I understand, very unique, and this is a little of him describing what he wanted from the Gophers last year.
Yeah, number one, we want to play fast. We want our guys to take shots. We want to play fast every single play. We want to swarm to the football. Number two, we want to be physical. We want to be stout at the point of attack. We want to stop the run. We want to try to make people one-dimensional. We want to try to stay ahead of the sticks every play. But if we play physical and we play fast, that's what the DNA of our defense has to be.
Wow.
Question.
Wow.
Question.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did he say we're going to play fast and physical?
That's what he said.
Fast and physical.
At the same time.
So
Swarm to the ball.
He's
Wow.
coming in to take over defense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What?
If I just throw this out there.
Yeah.
That has a lot to do with players too. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, he can coach him up though. You could just tell from him. Heather man.
So you think this is going to make the defense better?
Dude, what is he? They had the number 6 defense last year. Number 6 defense for the Gophers.
All right.
No slouch conference either.
Oh, okay. You don't think the players played a role in this?
He can coach. First of all, we're kings of the portal. Second of all,
true.
Second of all,
Portal Kings.
did you not hear him say fast?
Yeah.
And physical.
Yeah, but what if you don't? What if you don't have physical or fast players?
We want to play fast every single play. We want to swarm to the football. Number 2, we want to be physical. We want to be starting at the point of attack. We want to stop the run. We want to try to make people one-dimensional. We want to try to stay ahead of the sticks every play. But if we play physical and we play fast, that's what the DNA of our defense has to be.
Man, he's like, it's almost like a scientist looking.
You fall for this all the time.
I'm not falling for it, dude.
I'm not. Hold on. You understand? In order to play a certain way, it has to be within your players.
Yeah, but he's the Heather man. And it's gonna be cloudy with a chance of blitzes. I'm telling you right now. That's what the forecast is. Because we're gonna be a real hurricane warning every single weekend with us swarming to the football.
Okay.
Storm.
Okay.
Swarm storm.
Okay.
Look at that beard.
Yeah.
Okay.
In command.
Okay. Great. Great.
Can't predict them.
Great. Holy smokes.
What?
I get it that coaching matters. I'm not saying coaching doesn't.
I don't even know what Lance Guidry sounds like.
But
this is what he sounds like. Ready?
Yeah.
Lance Guidry, I can't coach defense.
That was so mature.
I understand you guys are just happy with something different.
Mm-hmm.
Because the defense, hold on, because the defense wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But
I want Jason Taylor.
Some of the failures on that defense had more to do with the players than the coaches.
It's okay.
Now, you say you can fix that, but I've never met a football player who wasn't tough that became tough. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
You either are or you aren't. So you got to have those players on that roster that can do the things that he wants to do. Otherwise, it's going to look the same as it did last year. That's all I'm saying.
He's just got to go to the produce section. You throw out the bad apples, dude. You kind of feel them around. You see,
Yep.
that one
yeah,
ready.
but those bad apples were the best options.
Last year.
Okay.
Now now you know where to patch the holes.
Portal King.
Okay.
You got to worry about a quarterback.
Okay.
We're already focused.
They said we would be sunk at quarterback, and what happened?
I'm not saying this is or isn't going to work. But I am saying is that the players play a big role in that also. Sometimes a coach's limitations are based on the limitations of your players. What you want to do and what you can do are two different things.
Tell you what's going to be limited.
What?
The points for the other team with the Heather man at the
Oh,
is bringing it to us.
That's right.
Fast and physical.
Boom.
They always say.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the key to a good defense is the 3 Fs.
What's that?
Fast, physical, pursuit of the football.
Well, okay. Well,
3 Fs.
A long time to get to.
Wait. In the pursuit, that's P.
Yeah, but the football's at the end. You gotta. And I'm also taking liberties with physical. Maybe it's closer to the 3 Ps.
Oh my, yes, it's closer to the 3 Ps than the 3 Fs. Oh. Leroy has no idea what they've done in the portal. I'm not. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
come on.
Here.
Portal games.
Here. You guys, all I'm doing that you aren't doing, all you're doing that I'm not doing, is making a lot of assumptions.
I'm just impressed with
Like
you.
you're making all these assumptions. Oh, we need this. We'll get it out of the portal. We need this. We'll get it out of the portal. We need
Linebacker
this.
coach. He was a linebacker coach before Minnesota. Linebacker coach for Shiano.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah. What? Is there any other one?
Only one I know.
I don't know any of the Shianos. The ones that I mean, except for the ones that break your thumbs if you're back on your loans.
Oh, you better watch out.
Well, it seems to me you didn't pay for that lost parlay last week, huh?
Oh.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shiano.
Now he can't leave.
All right, guys. All right. Hey.
This is good. He's angry.
Yeah.
Who, me? No.
No. Heatherman. Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna be even more pissed off if one of them DBs go the wrong way because they don't know what the hell they doing.
You know what? He can be pissed off. We'll just go to the portal potty, baby. Bring them on in, baby. Bring them on in.
Whoop. Hey. So you just think you could just fix everything with the portal, right? You guys think this guy's a bum? Portal? You like what's that commercial when the guy goes lone cannon, boom, and he just starts shooting money at him?
Just stole this guy from Minnesota.
That's what you guys think. You guys think that the portal could fix everything?
Yeah. No, I mean
can
it
it not?
worked. Pretty much. If I'm not mistaken, the portal this past week and a half, utilizing Miami's best characteristics, women and money, have convinced players to come. Players, coaches.
The U is back.
Come on, baby.
I see what you did there. Stop. So, I do believe, okay, at quarterback, that was awesome, right? He may not be as good as Cam Ward, but he's better than what you got.
Oh, my God.
Right? And the guy's won a championship. So he knows how to play in these big games. But at the other positions, it's maybe it's ignorance on my part that I just don't know, who they're bringing in. We'll find out real early if it was a structural thing or a player thing real quick. You know what I mean? Because that seems to be what the issue was last year, is that guys were in bad positions and they gave up so many big plays.
We'll take a break here on the show. Speaking of forecasts, one man forecasted this chaos all along. A legend speaks out. That's next. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on a Monday. We got Heat action tonight. The Heat take on the Clippers at 10:30.
Oh, damn.
It's late, dude. Get
keep getting later. Give me a 9 o'clock, baby.
They were 9 o'clock versus the Jazz. That game was not very entertaining.
Yeah.
That game was the last game.
There's football tonight, so
the Blazers game was surprisingly entertaining, especially when Herro and Simons got into like a shoot-off in the third quarter. That was crazy. Those guys couldn't miss. Simons put a scare into us. I tell you who didn't, though. Scoot didn't. Scoot. Dude, I cannot stop laughing at Nikola Jović continuing to call Kel'el Ware his rook. I think it's funny every time.
Wait, isn't Kel'el older than him?
No, I think he's like 10 months younger than Nico. Like, barely. But it's like those two. And I got to tell you, I got a bone to pick with Spo, too. He keeps doing... Respectfully. With all due respect, Spo. He's doing this thing, right? Where, people are asking, obviously, about the two young bigs, which any Heat fan will tell you right now, the most fun part of the game is tall time.
Yep.
Tall time gets going, and it's just like those guys are looking for each other. We're looking for lobs. Nico, you never know what he's going to pull off. He's like throwing behind the back. He's got the razzle-dazzle, but they're also big. And Kel'el's just blocking. Dude, did you see that one he swatted into the seats? Did you see that, Frog Boy?
Haven't seen that since Whiteside.
Swatted it into the seats, dude. And Kel'el's like, It was very exciting. But Spo, he's doing this thing, right? Where he's like, I don't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to give any flowers to the young guys, trying to keep the old ego in check. And I'm like, hey, you know what I don't like? I don't like that you sat here and you were like, play them. I'm not going to play them. I'm not going to play them. Now they're out here playing well. You're like, I'm not going to talk about it. We're going to develop in our little hub. Can you get this Frog Boy Spo from yesterday or from 2 days ago? Because he's like, we like the minutes. We like the minutes that Ware give us. But then he's like, shh. He's like, let us just develop them. I'm like, what? Now they're yours? Your secret? Now you get to say, oh, you guys don't get. No. We're not going to let their heads get too big. I didn't like that. I got a bone to pick with them. What do you mean? Let's throw little flowers at the young bucks and how they're playing. Nope. Just refuses to go overboard with it.
Just got to be cautious now, Heat players' egos at an all-time high, apparently.
I don't think they are high. Well, we're just having a little fun, baby. And Spo just wants to keep everything basket hand. We can never go overboard with him.
How dare he be focused? How dare he?
Just never can go full dive in. And he's like, he scolded us early in the year. He was like, Heat Nation, I know everybody wants to the moon, but it goes like this. And I don't know, dude, because right now I see a couple of tall astronauts. That's what I see with Kel'el Ware and Nikola Jović.
Well, this was Spo about the minutes that those.
Yeah, we like those minutes. I mean, how can you not? They're developing a nice chemistry. It's not just about the lob. But Nico does throw that pass really well to him. They have size and versatility defensively. And they're both gaining confidence, so we just want to be open to where this can grow. And, the more we can just kind of shelter, everybody and, let us do our job, developing these guys. I think it is exciting when you add the work that they've put in, but now with the confidence, what's coming from that.
What the hell does it mean, shelter? Let us do our job.
Does that mean?
Shelter? What? This is ridiculous. Shelter. You want to put Kevin Love out there for all these games. Just put Kevin Love out there. I tell you who we had to take shelter from. His bricks.
Wow, dude. It's okay. He'll be back.
But then when he throws that lob to Kel'el, I'm just like, Dalton! It's so exciting, dude. So exciting. Now, another thing that's exciting, Leroy, had a lot of chitter chat from the players around the former players around this Jimmy Butler saga. And I feel like a lot of chitter chat. And I feel like most people have been on Jimmy Butler's side, especially on this Paul Pierce. Sick of him. This Paul Pierce is like, no one's ever going to want to play for the Heat again. Which remind me, did he finish a Wizard?
Yes, he did.
But you have a lot of former players. But we needed one former player to step up with honor. One of Pat Riley's own, Tim Hardaway, was on NBA radio, Leroy.
Oh, boy.
And Tim Hardaway.
Oh, boy.
Now remember, Tim Hardaway came out this summer. He was on the All the Smoke podcast, and he said, Pat Riley's sick of Jimmy Butler. Sick of him, dude. And I was like, come on, Tim, that's a little strong. Seems like Timmy knew.
Seems like he knew.
We know right now that we're in the midst of a suspension. And I don't know if there's been an appeal yet or anything like that. I don't think there has. But Tim Hardaway says that's because the Heat did their due diligence. They put in a book, Leroy, to the league with video evidence.
Wow.
Here was Tim Hardaway.
Disrespect authority, and that's what Jimmy Butler has been doing. And I tell you this, Pat Riley, this boat is going to sail on top of the water as long as Pat Riley there. Jimmy Butler is trying to sink that ship. That ship is not going to sink. I'm all with Pat Riley. You under contract, you play up under this contract, and we may see where all the chips may fall. But you can opt into $52 million next year that you say you're not going to opt into, which just is mind-boggling to me. How you gonna opt out of $52 million? All right, but it's all about authority saying no to somebody, and these guys can't take rejection, and that's what it's all about. It's about accountability. If you can't take rejection because everything has been saying yes, 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 yes to you, now you upset that the world is coming to an end. Oh, I can't play now because he's not going to give me the money that I want. No, go out there and play. You're under contract. Go ahead and play. I know Pat, and that's what is going. That's what's happening. And I knew that. I said, look, Pat got a 10-page letter to the Players Association, and he's going to have film showing why he suspended this man before that even happened. And guess what? He suspended him for 7 games. And I know he gave them a 10-page letter, and I know he gave them some film to show them why he suspended them.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow. Or is that an expression? Is he
notice we haven't heard anything about an appeal.
Not yet. Not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen it yet.
He's right from this standpoint. As a player, you seem to be a little unrealistic to hold your team hostage for 2 years down the road. Not this year, not next year, but you're doing this over 2026. So at what point can the team demand that you play for the contract we just gave you? And we'll figure that out. They have every right to say that. And so that's the whole part of the thing that, caught me off guard, because Jimmy said, well, I'm just going to go out and ball.
That's the thing that's completely deterred off of this, right? It's like Jimmy said this entire time, well, I'm going to go out and prove it. Well, then why is it that you're not proving it?
Right.
Why did you coast? Why did you go away for 2 weeks?
Right.
Why apparently won't you go to a team that doesn't have an extension in hand? You only will go to one team.
Right. Because if it's all about proving that you deserve that money, you shouldn't have a problem proving that anywhere. That's the part that throws me off, and where I wouldn't even consider what you were saying Now I'm thinking about it. Is that maybe he thinks he's too banged up to make it that far, and he want to get that contract because he know 2 years from now he ain't gonna be able to play.
Timbo Slice says because he's a big face liar. Whoa, dude. Tim Hardaway. He then threw out some accusations, Leroy, about Jimmy Butler, saying that maybe he was potentially getting some stone crabs, some old place that we disgraced because I dressed like an elf there. That Jimmy Butler, while his team was in Orlando playing basketball, he was kicking it up, kicking back at Prime 112.
It does affect the team, and that's all about Jimmy, and that's Jimmy's fault, and you can blame all that on Jimmy. You know, you under contract. You obliged by that contract. You go out there and play under that contract. You know, it's not about, you trying to, you're trying to get a new contract. Everybody understand that. But you're still under contract. And you got to oblige by that contract that you signed, that you wanted. Okay? And it's hurting those guys. Yes, it is hurting those guys. And you letting those guys down. And you know why you let those guys down by, not playing in Orlando and then out kicking it somewhere. People were calling me saying, man, he's not even playing in Orlando. He had Prime 112 kicking in and eating and hanging out with folks. So and they hearing the same thing, and that's what's so bad about, that whole situation.
Hey, that is, and again, if he heard it, then Pat Riley heard it. And what do you think? And what do you think is how Pat Riley is handling that?
Oh, not great.
Yeah,
and I don't know which Orlando game it was, but we had the game because they had that weird schedule. They were in Orlando, home, back to Orlando. One of them was the one he was supposedly sick. The other one was a reconditioning to competition, whatever.
Right.
So I guess you got to eat. But something says that Tim Hardaway was like, fishy.
And he must be hearing something that, like, the Heat don't feel that way. There's a difference in a 25-year-old. One is extension. And remember, Tyler wanted his extension. Bam wanted his extension. They played through it. And they both had the attitude of, that'll come. Right now it's time for me to hoop. Now, granted, they're at different ages. They're at different points in their career. So they can have those, those thoughts because they're so young.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy may feel differently about that. But think about how you would feel if somebody really talked you into doing something 2 years from now and say, you got to do it now, you got to do it now. Wouldn't you have questions about the stuff you buying? Wouldn't you have questions about the stuff you're paying for? Because if it's a good deal, it'll be a good deal tomorrow. If it's a good deal, the only way it could be a bad deal is if what you're getting under contract for is broken.
Well, the worst look for him is going to be if the Heat can get to a higher record than they've ever had with him this year, right? Like they've been that 3 over 500's kind of been the hurdle, the highest they've been able to get to. But if they, like you said, if they can come back and they're 5 over, and you're sitting here and being like, and I don't want to hear anything about the competition. Like,
does it help? Does it here? If they come back 5-1,
yep,
I'll say 4-2, and they come back and they're feeling good. Is it more of a hindrance for Jimmy to come back with how you would have to play him, when you would have to play him, dealing with do you start him or not? Wouldn't that disrupt Dabble Card even more?
I think yes and no. Like, I think it does, but I think you always handle things better when you're in a better record position.
Okay. I get that.
Because you're not going to feel as like the disaster for the Heat would have been they suspended him and everything keeps happening like they did against the Jazz, and like they just couldn't mentally handle it. That would have been the worst case scenario.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, because it would have been feeling like, okay, we just got to get this guy away. It's almost like, you know, being desperate to trade Kyle Lowry last year because you just didn't want the headache, and you get foisted into a desperate move of trading for Terry Rozier in a first round and trading away a first round pick. If they can finish this road trip 4-2, then yeah, I think that they're going to feel them like they're going to be in a strong position no matter what.
But this is what, looking at the chat. In what world do you think Jimmy comes back and plays hard? That's the question I have. And like,
unless he's just been like, I understand the doubt. I think you guys, your doubt is right. The only thing that could stand to reason for him is being like, hey, Bradley Beal doesn't want to be traded. Like if it literally can just be, hey man, the one we had a trade. Here's the only things that could change, Leroy. They had a trade for him and he nuked it somewhere else. And the only place you want to go, the guy that wants to be traded doesn't want to be traded.
Right.
So now what? What are you going to do? That's the only way. But yeah, I get everybody who thinks he's going to go out there and just take a poop on the court. I understand it. Tim Hardaway also had some words because this Paul Pierce has been a rat bastard.
Still with Paul Pierce. Like, let him go.
Tim Hardaway had this to say about Paul Pierce.
Okay, let's talk about Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce said he's better than Dwayne Wade. I'm gonna stop right there. You're out your mind. You've been smoking too much. Tell you the truth.
Jesus. Yikes! Wow, that is a bizarre take on Paul Pierce's end, though. But I mean, it's Paul.
But Paul Pierce just did that because D Wade was beating his butt.
I'm just going to stop here with the case. This man said he was better than Dwayne Wade. Before we close this out, we of course have to, with all this Tim Hardaway content, have to be reminded of one of the greatest show answers in show history, which is of course when Tim Hardaway was asked, what is worse, brain freeze or hitting your funny bone? And this is what Tim Hardaway had to say.
And one more ruling before we get you out of here, Tim Hardaway. What is worse in your mind, hitting your funny bone or brain freeze?
Oh, I mean, shoot. I would say, man, both are terrible. I say hitting your funny bone, man. Hitting your funny bone, your whole arm goes numb. I mean, for about, it can go numb for about a minute and a half. With brain freeze for about 40 seconds. You back at it, but hitting that funny bone, ooh! I mean, you have to get a sub. You got sub me out for a couple minutes. That ain't nothing nice. That ain't nothing nice.
Wow.
The worst thing in the world is, I'm gonna tell you what the worst thing on the football field is the injury where everybody on the field knows it hurt like hell, but you can't tell nobody what it is. Like when it's cold. And we used to have those cleats and people would get their toes stepped on or their foot stepped on. You see tears coming from their eyes because it hurts so bad and it's so cold. And you just look up and say, somebody stepped on your toe. Yeah.
Take a break. Mix things up coming up next. All right, welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How are you?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. Dolphins didn't
Happy
disappoint us.
Monday.
Answer the question. How are you?
How are you, dude?
Me, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Spit it out.
Oh, Frog Boy.
Yeah.
I'll mix it on up, dude. Huh?
Yeah, let's do that. We should do that now, right?
Breaking news. Mike McCarthy officially will not be back as Cowboys head coach.
That's so rude, right? Hey,
yes.
Jennifer, are you wearing that because of this song I sent you? Hey, Marcos.
Yes.
Remember how we were talking about old boy took a Dua Lipa song?
Yes, Morgan Wallen, right?
Stole it,
dude.
I got a beat that I sent Jennifer.
I wasn't able to hear it. I had
that Dua Lipa soul.
Dua Lipa's the thief now.
Yes.
But I love Dua Lipa.
Dua Thifa.
The name of the song
I don't like this. I don't.
is Your Woman by White Town. Next break. Listen to the beginning.
But what song are you trying to say? Like what
The
song?
the beat from the song.
But to what song of hers?
Oh wait, I gotta
Houdini?
That's Star Wars.
You just did Star Wars.
That was Star Wars.
You got me.
Did she
Was Got
steal
Me
it or
in
did she
Love
get it?
Again or something like that?
I know what song you're talking about.
Oh, do
Yeah.
you?
No, I know the one he's talking about because I mean, it was Darth Vader for a second.
Maybe, but it's a very, very, very minimal. Like
wait.
You have to really look into it. Also, I sent you a special on that song specifically months ago.
Okay, so Vanilla Ice, dum 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 dum.
Different.
Did he ever open up that brewery in Lake Worth? Wasn't he supposed to open up a?
Yeah, it did not happen. It did not happen.
COVID. What do you got in the mixed bag there, Froggy?
I have something we should all be doing more of. I just don't know if we should do it. Yes, more hugs, more cuddles, if anyone has any room for that. But the only thing you can do to combat brain rot, and that is read a book. Read a book. Unless, of course, it's wild card weekend and you're on the sidelines. Not sure if reading a book is necessarily the best thing to do.
Wait, hey, nothing in the world makes him look like Mr. 2000. Remember that movie when old boy was trying to get his 2000 hit, so he came back at like 45?
Mr. 3000, yeah.
Mr. 3000. Yeah. Look, wow.
Reading
All
a
we
book.
need now is a latte.
Maybe it keeps him calm though, because AJ Brown has been accused of being a little too emotional on the sidelines from time to time.
Yep.
What if the book is like a coping mechanism?
Well, it could be. Maybe he's learning some good offensive tips to
I
increase
will not
his
call
game.
Jalen Hurts a bum. I will not call Jalen.
I will not complain about my targets.
What do you think he's reading?
Every minute.
They said what book it was. They said what book it was.
AJ Brown, he answered the question of what book he was reading and why.
Excellence and vocal. Yeah. Why do you read during the games, and what does it bring to you?
Give me a sense of peace. That's the book that I bring every single game. You know, my teammates call it a recipe. You know, that's the first time I heard that y'all got me on camera.
Yeah.
But that's not the first game. You know, it got a lot of points in there. It's a lot of mental game, a lot of mental parts about it. You know, because for me, you know, this game is mental. So I just believe I can do anything and everything. But, you know, I gotta make sure I'm mental. It's something like how I refresh every drive. You know, regardless of if I score a touchdown or I drop a pass, I always go back to that book every drive. Just refocus. Nothing matters. Nothing happens. Reload back in. But, you know, so I think no, felt good. Felt real good. You know, moving around really good. You know, it didn't show it on the stats, but you know, I did a lot today. My teammates like me and stuff. So
He really is growing.
Was there anything with Sean about that?
He really is growing. Yeah.
Did they show him that book after Jalen Hurts missed him wide open? Because the timing couldn't be worse.
Inner excellence. Train your mind for extraordinary performance and the best possible life by Jim Murphy.
Jim Murphy.
That seems like a fairly simple name for a book that's that extensive, right?
He had it like highlighted with notes and things like that. Hey, listen, better than LeBron, who they always call reading the first page of the book.
Right. I don't know though. I think I would have preferred it differently. Like I would have preferred. Like,
we all have our quirks. I used to take a nap at halftime.
Well, just recharging your body, baby.
Bob McAdoo would do Sudoku on the bench.
Oh,
you know.
No, that's now, not when he played.
AJ Brown probably it would have been cooler if he was reading like Green Eggs and Ham or like One Fish, Two Fish.
I feel like Bob McAdoo gives Jimmy Butler the Marcos, where he's trying to act out. He goes, mm-mm.
AJ Brown kind of got the mm-mm. If you hear the beginning of this quote here.
Excellence and vocal. Yeah. Why do you read during the games, and what does it bring to you?
Give me a sense of peaceness.
Peaceness?
Peaceness? Give you a sense of peaceness?
Hey, there's nothing worse when you try to overdo the vocabulary.
What else you got in the mix bag?
Maybe we're just behind. He's the one reading books, okay?
That's true.
Not us.
Bring some peaceness. Reese's peaceness. Yesterday
we have zero soul on this show. Look, world, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you slip up, we'll be listening.
Yesterday there were a couple losses that came down to the wire. Well, really, it was a Commanders game that came down to the wire, and that game really had a big turning point. Not sure if you guys had an opportunity to watch the full thing, but a handoff on
oh my goodness,
reverse of sort.
Oh, it was like, oh, he's fast.
Yeah, timing was off, but they're questioning, was it supposed to be a handoff, a fake, a QB option of some sort? Who knows? Either way, Baker Mayfield had an answer for his crimes after the game.
Some dumb stuff today that cost the team. So it's that's going to wear on me for a while. First one all year that happened on. So obviously timing of it, not great, being backed up. Defense had just done a hell of a job getting us the ball. Another fourth down stop. And unfortunate, but that falls on me.
Man, he's roof. Coming right after Washington had started first in goal at the 1, and the Bucs were able to prevent them from scoring. Then a poor timing on the handoff there.
We got our final game tonight, Vikings and Rams at 8:30. Minnesota's a 2.5-point favorite. But next weekend, we got Texans at the Chiefs. Kansas City is a 1.5-touchdown favorite. Commanders at Lions. Lions are 8.5-point favorites.
Wow.
And Ravens Bills.
I think the odds makers are probably thinking, what you got away with in Tampa, going for all them fourth downs, you ain't gonna get that lucky with Detroit.
And then Ravens Bills Sunday at 6:30.
Who you got, Tobes?
That's a good game.
Now
I'm picking the Ravens, but I'm taking the Ravens, but I'm petty.
Right. How do you think I feel? What do I do?
You're the Ravens send you gear, dude.
Yeah,
but wait,
the Ravens send you nice ass hoodie.
Wait. Dude, let me explain something to you. You want to be in Cleveland and say you picked the Ravens?
So I won't tell anybody. I won't tell Jay Crawford.
You see what I'm saying? I'm in a tough spot because you're petty for Buffalo and Cleveland's petty for the Ravens. Puts me in a very difficult situation.
Sorry.
Stevens, by the way, there were 6 games. Only 5 were played so far. There was a game last night. So, I mean, Is there any team like
sick of this guy?
What? It's crazy because the teams that won look really good. I mean, and the team that looked the worst was probably Washington because they were gifted a lot of stuff and didn't get it. Win for it on fourth down. They could have won easily, but they quit kicking field goals.
The team that won that looked the worst.
No, I'm saying of the teams that won,
who looked
Washington looked the worst.
Yeah, I mean that was it was really the only close game this weekend. Everything else was an ass kicking.
And what Houston did to the Chargers was shocking.
I really like that. We know that front was good, but they were going up against a banged up Dolphins front. Like that Chargers line. Woof.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah.
Thought there was supposed to be something there, Harbaugh.
And there's one other caveat, and I've been telling you this all year. Look at what all the teams remaining can do. Run the football. Be physical.
We'll give us one more there, Froggy.
All righty. We discussed very briefly how Justin Herbert is sneaking by following a poor performance.
Dude. He's skating.
Jim Harbaugh, though, had to answer, what about old Herbie throwing 4 picks? This is what Harbaugh had to say.
Uncharacteristic, but I thought there's some tremendous catches as well, some tremendous throws. It's just they play better, and that's on me.
Harbaugh's going to trade him for 3 first rounds.
Wow. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him not throw a pick. Once he get on that field, it's on him.
Harbaugh's about to fleece somebody for Justin Herbert. Just get to the Super Bowl with, like, I don't know, the next Brock Purdy. He's like, I've seen enough. You pooped the bed. Harbaugh's not going to stand for that. So I got to. He's like, I got to a damn Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick. I'm not doing this.
Herbert to Cleveland.
What about Herbert from Minnesota for McCarthy and a first rounder?
Would you trade a first rounder? Think about this though.
You're rich, dude.
If McCarthy was in this draft, he'd be the first pick in the draft. That's
Probably.
what people are saying.
Probably.
Really?
So why would you trade an additional first pick for a prospect that's higher than the quarterback that you have? You understand what I'm saying?
So you would just trade McCarthy like Harbaugh would trade McCarthy for Herbert?
You can't. You would almost have to trade Herbert with draft picks because you're also eating that $50 million deal.
Yeah, but everybody loves Justin Herbert. What am I eating?
You love Justin Herbert unless you got another quarterback.
Take a break. Final hour of the show coming on up. We'll get you caught up with your headlines. More to come. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. What did you just crack open, Leroy?
Wow, Leroy, an IPA at this time?
Poppy the Troll.
That's crazy.
Nah, I get up in the morning with I think I need to change my breakfast habits.
What?
Oh, you mean like eating pizza?
That
was Judgy McJudger.
That wasn't breakfast though. For breakfast, I had a Celsius and a Pop-Tart.
So you're
Okay.
17 is what you're saying.
You're still trying to clean out your Pop-Tarts from the Pop-Tart bowl?
Oh, dude. I found cinnamon bun Pop-Tarts.
No bowl advertising worked better this year than the Pop-Tart bowl.
That's good.
The Miami Dolphins, of course, had to watch this weekend. Now, let me ask you guys this. These are the final teams in the AFC right now.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the Dolphins get curb stomped by the Texans. The Bills, we already know that story. The Chiefs, the Ravens. Do you feel like this Dolphins team is anywhere close to those teams, Leroy? Because it almost feels like it's never been further away.
I would say the biggest glaring difference between those two teams is health, right? And to some degree, they all have a certain common thread, those teams, of how they play football this time of year. And the Dolphins do not have that. And so from that standpoint, I would say as far as talent goes, they're not as far as people think because you're looking at the results. But I would say as far as schematically, they're far away because until they figure out that, you know, with 4 minutes left in the game, we got to run the clock out. We can't be throwing these little dink and dunk passes because that puts us in trouble. Until they figure out that we need to be physical enough to stop the run and to run the football in the game, all the other stuff is a moot point because that will always catch up to you, especially in football in December, in January. And if you go look at the teams that are left, both the AFC and the NFC, the one thing they all have in common is being physical up front and being able to or making a conscious effort to run the football and be physical up front on both sides of the ball.
Doesn't feel close, does it, Frog Boy?
Not even a little bit, dude.
Yeah, but you're playing the result. I'm telling you why.
I mean, I am playing the results because I saw the results against half the teams against the Dolphins. It wasn't good. And then I saw the results against the other teams last year, and it wasn't good.
Okay.
Now one of those teams is Derrick Henry.
Right.
And our response is to fire Wes Welker.
There we go.
Because he wasn't a snitch.
That's crazy. That is wild.
How many times do you think Wes Welker has told Mike McDaniel, like when he sat down, he goes, "What else aren't you telling about it?" He goes, "Do I have a list for you?"
Woo! Pulls out the scroll.
Like, I'm just trying to keep your plate a little bit lighter there, Mike.
Think Tyreek reaches out?
I'm surprised Tyreek has he tweeted about it because I would have thought Tyreek Hill would have tweeted about it. I felt like him and Welker were tight.
I mean,
Welker had to sit through that terrible auctioneer.
I will never get over that man.
I probably didn't help because I was like, I was whispering at Tobin the whole time. Are you freaking kidding me? So, because I was like,
that was very uncalled for.
I mean, I tried to spice it up a little bit when Tobin asked me, "Hey, you want to go to Africa?" Nope.
Yeah. Well, no cheetah tweets.
Nah, nothing in 6 days.
Kind of surprised by that. I don't think he can help himself. You think somebody took the phone away?
Nah.
No.
Must be busy.
He might not even be in town to know.
Karen says, praise Wes Welker. He can go back to being Spider-Man full-time now. He does have a little Tobey Maguire to him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Man.
Huh.
Hobnobbing Leroy with Wes Welker.
Yeah.
You guys swapping Belichick stories?
No, like it's amazing because a lot of the guys who were with him in New England would ask me, was he always this way? And I'm like, yeah, for the most part, he just like, I think the situation in Cleveland made him dig his heels in even more with what type of coach he wanted to be.
Tyson Fury.
Oh,
he has announced his retirement from boxing.
Again?
Yes. We believe him?
No. Was it a drug test in the near future?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
He's done, dude. Once he got the money, there's certain people need like inspiration to be.
I would imagine he doesn't need the money. I would say he's pretty well off.
Once he got when he came back for the Wilder moment. Once that moment passed, he's done, dude. He'd rather live in a trailer and film that reality show only you have watched.
It was a crazy show, though. And he really didn't seem like he handled retirement very well. He seemed like
doesn't he have a bunch of kids? He has a lot of kids.
He's a bunch of kids, dude.
Oh my goodness. I saw the team picture for the lack of
a bunch of kids.
Dude, it looked.
How many kids does he have?
Wait, it literally looked like he was taking a picture after he had given kids turkeys or gifts for Christmas. Right? That's how many kids were around him.
At least 7. He has at least 7 kids.
Right. And the Gypsy King's going to stay horny. So he's going to probably end up making more kids.
If there's one thing that we've learned, that Gypsy King, he will stay horny. And
he has 7 kids, and all of the boys apparently seem to be named Prince something.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Prince Adonis.
He's doing like a George Foreman where everybody's named George.
Yep. A version of George.
Prince John James, Prince Tyson Fury II, Prince Adonis Amasia, Prince Rico Paris, and then he has 2 girls, or his 3 girls, Valencia, Athena, and Venezuela Linda.
Venezuela Linda Fury.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway, well, happy retirement to the Gypsy King.
Yeah, for sure.
Happy
They're
retirement.
very interesting names. I like them.
Huh. And then also, I showed you guys this weekend, but it kind of seems we are moving closer to Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford.
Yes, our next. Well, no, not our next Vegas trip, but we're going to
Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford for May. Looks like it's coming together.
Oh,
where is it? Vegas?
I don't know yet. I would assume.
Gotta be Vegas.
I would assume, but the bag man came. It seemed like with the money, he had a feud with Canelo Alvarez, Turkey Al Sheikh, and now it seems like they buried the hatchet this weekend at a little powwow.
So Cinco de Mayo is a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think you would?
It'll be that weekend.
It'll be the weekend before
the
first weekend of May.
So if I skip my son's second birthday,
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming.
Hear me out. I can show up on Monday, baby.
Man.
Come on.
And finally, a Polk County woman was arrested for pooping on a store floor.
What?
Polk County.
Yep.
What store was this?
I need some background on this.
It was a family dollar store in Mulberry, Florida.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I can
County
see it happening there.
Mm-hmm.
Polk County sheriffs arrested a woman as she was using a distraction. She took a poop on the store floor while another man stole $500 worth of merchandise.
Oh, she said, wait, could you imagine this? Hey, Bubba,
What?
I'm a creative distraction. You go get what we need.
All right, Darlene.
All right, Darlene.
Mind you, that's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of
$500 stuff from a dollar store?
From a
It said the man walked around the store gathering $500 worth of merchandise like Gain, Tide, and Clorox. That had to be to make.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah, he's getting dish detergent and stuff. No way, dude.
Make sure you go to the place where they see you, Darlene, because I got to get these Tide buckets out, and they're heavy.
It's great. 500. That's not. I know there's a debacle.
Wait, but even how
Wait,
is that
can
possible?
you
Because
please-
even at $5 a box, that's 100 boxes.
A lot.
Can you please state what they're referring to? The names of the couple.
Polk County can't do that. There's no way they released that. Polk
No.
County.
It's Nick.
Oh, wow, the detectives are referring to the couple as Mr. Clean and Ms. Dookie.
Okay.
What?
Darlene, did you see the nicknames they gave us, Darlene?
Did you see that?
Darlene.
Hey, this is
amazing.
only in
I
Florida.
like mine.
Quad the power couple here in Polk County.
I don't like mine
This
at
is
all.
crazy. Could you
This is
imagine
30
being
miles
wait,
away from East Tampa
Could you imagine being the cops that had to go in there?
or East Tampa.
Ma'am, or what do you say? Stop, ma'am. What do you do?
I'm sorry, I couldn't make it. You said it was for customers only.
We need a distraction, Darlene.
You say
I got
Potty and
just the thing.
Potty and Clyde.
For Twitter.
I don't-
This is true also. I feel like the cards don't even hold that much. Like for a
Yeah.
2-man job, that's crazy.
It says the woman was recorded exiting the store not long after with a distinct grimace on her face.
Oh, because she had to stop and she couldn't. Like,
Ew.
you see what I did for you, dummy?
She poops in the back of the store. This guy hauls it out of there with 100 bottles of Gain and Tide and bleach. And like they start realizing, hey, Clyde, what happened to our inventory? Because they probably went to go get the bleach to clean up her
Yeah,
mess.
probably.
They're
You
like,
know what? That is very true. They
Clyde,
didn't think
grab
this
that
through.
up front.
Clean up on aisle 5.
What would they
I
even?
mean, hey, wait.
What was her prep for this?
I don't know, burrito?
Was she? You and I were thinking the same thing.
This is exactly what Jimmy Butler's going to do on Friday night if he plays.
Oh.
You know,
Along with some coffee for sure.
Tobin, here's what sucks. You know this, yet you still won't admit it.
What do you mean?
Right?
What will I admit?
You won't. You like.
Yes,
I've
this part
asked
of me
you questions for the last week. Is Jimmy Butler going to start? Yeah, he has to. Even with you knowing what's going to happen if he comes back and plays, why would you do that to your team?
I just don't know what else you do. Like, I'm like, are they really going to pay him to stay away? Is that what's going to happen?
What is going
Let me ask you, what would you do? This is not a how much you like Jimmy. We're past that. We're just based on what is going on with this franchise and this team. Jimmy comes back. What do you do? Because there's really no move you can make without jeopardizing your team.
Yeah.
So
Do you
what do
think
you do?
I don't know. Do you think there's going to be some point this week where we get a Rachel Nichols interview where he like hoses everybody down before he's supposed to come back?
No.
Or he's just going to stay quiet?
No, because you don't want to you don't want to put anything out there that would give the Heat grounds to do whatever they want to do.
Clean up on the Kaseya logo.
You think no? I think
Minus
this.
one.
To be honest with you, this is not a pet or an organizational thing. This is a Jimmy and the Heat players thing. They got to get through this. Otherwise, if you bring a guy back, what if the other players don't respond because they don't appreciate what he did?
That's what was interesting about what they all said. I mean, like that certainly is a thing. If they're liking the Jimmy-less world right now and they're having a good trip, and these trips are typically, bonding for Erik Spoelstra, I definitely think that can change things. I definitely think that can change things. In the midst of all this happening beforehand, they were coming off of, two of their most crushing losses of the season. But if they're playing positive and everybody's kind of getting along, I don't know. I think that I would say it's probably leaning more towards you're right. They can't bring him back, but I don't know how that goes down with the league. Like, I don't know. How does it happen?
You can't make somebody. You can't make somebody play a player.
But I don't think you're allowed to just make him. I think they have to agree to stay away. I think that has to be like a mutual thing. I don't think you could just say, hey, they literally have to just sit him on the bench. And then so you're just going to sit him on the bench and not play him.
That's what this whole situation, while Jimmy's trying to get the Miami Heat to do what he wants, right? There's so many other people that are dealing with the circumstances of this. I don't know how do you handle it?
Can you give me these details, Frog Boy, that you have just sent us in the chat? Is this real?
This is deep. This is reported. This is another similar report from NewYorkMag.com. This is sweeping the nation. Apparently, Tide detergent has become a hot commodity for thieves. The reason being, everyone needs to do laundry. So and
laundry's gotten expensive.
It's about up to $20 per bottle, and it doesn't spoil. So now the thing is, a lot of people are stealing these Tide bottles, exchanging them for drugs, and now drug dealers have the cleanest smelling houses on the block, apparently, because they hold on to these Tide bottles.
Billy Bob, I'm good for it. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to go steal me about $500 worth to clean up your meth debt.
I mean,
wow.
Take a quick break. Back with more after this.
This is really blowing my mind.
WQA
Bum, bum. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM, brought to you by Hollywood Kia. The big game is here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia. Plus, we'll double your down payment up to $3,000. Online at HollywoodKia.com. Call them up, 832-930-6181. Miami Heat's back on the hardwood tonight against the Los Angeles Clippers. That's a 10:30 tip from the Balmer Dome. 9:15, Solana and Tommy Tig will get you ready for all the action. If you guys missed it, the Heat are coming off a win against the Trailblazers, 119-98. Tyler Herro had 32.
Yes, we missed it.
I didn't miss it. Worked out perfectly for me.
That was Saturday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, I was watching
football.
I was watching some football, but I might have went to bed early because that game seemed like it was over. Was the Denver game second?
That was Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, but that was over.
Yeah.
You could tell where that was going.
They were down 21-0 and then 28-7. That was
Nico,
21 points. So proud of you, Nico. Hey man. Next contract may be happening. Nico talked to the great Jason Jackson after the game in a walk-off interview. Do we have Nico and Jax?
Go on the road, 2 overtimes. And then there's my guy, Nico. Listen, let's talk about this trip overall right now. You guys have that gut-wrenching loss in Sacramento, and that led to 3 straight losses. But you guys just come back with 3 straight wins. How good does that feel when you guys are trying to, create a position in this big cluster of 8 teams in the Eastern Conference?
I think I said it after the Golden State win. It was like I said, breakthrough win for us, and we knew we had a good team. I think that's what I said, and we just need one good win, and I think we're rolling now. I know we can always do better, but that's what we needed. 3 straight wins. I think we're showing why we're, we're mentioning and we're watching, and that's it.
My man, this offense. Let's talk about it. Like 119 points tonight, balanced scoring. You guys had 6 double-figure scores. You got Tyler leading the way with 32. You have 21 off the bench. You guys connective. I know every time you guys get 30 assists or more. Spo was saying he loves when you guys get 30 assists. 31 tonight on 44 made buckets. How connected are you guys?
I mean, that's what we do. I think we play the right way, and that's what's helping us. I think it's a right way to play. It's more fun to watch. It makes everybody happy. We move the ball. We're just looking great that way. I think that's the way we need to play right now. Of course, you have an unbelievable scorer in Tyler and an unbelievable player in Bam who can, always do their thing. But if they get us, role players going, I know it's going to be a great game.
I know we could talk about you putting the ball in the basket all day, but I want to talk about how you are taking care of this ball, setting up other people over the last 8 games, my man. 34 assists, just 9 turnovers. Talk about your abilities here that are being showcased to come down, set up offense, get people going while you're getting yours as well.
It's pretty simple. Like I said before, we have so many good players where you just got to find them.
Put it on them, huh?
Yeah, you just got to find them in the right spot, and I think that's what I'm doing. So yeah, it's pretty easy. I always say the same thing. Coming off a pick and roll from the post up, it's one pass and everybody's a good shooter. Everybody's a good driver. They can put the ball on the floor too, and it's really easy to play if you just play the right way. I think those assists, I don't think I'm doing anything, special out of it. You just, like I said, play the right way.
It is special. How dare you, Nico?
Exactly.
You're special. It's special, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Talk to you, buddy. You know what?
There you go. Jason Jackson on the Miami Heat audio experience with the great Nikola Jović after the win against the Blazers. Man, something with this kid, man.
I want to feel the enthusiasm of the young players. I want to feel the enthusiasm of what's building, but Spo always kills it.
He's not going to kill it, dude. He
You
knows.
said this last time.
He knows now, though, dude.
Okay.
If Spo doesn't want to say anything, that means he's thinking it. I'm telling you, he's not going to do it.
Okay, I get it. Dude, you know how I feel about when things will be going great, and then next thing you know, oh, so-and-so had 25, Sioux Falls. Dude, you making it sound like I'm just making this up. I have past history that has me feeling this way, and I want you to make me feel differently.
We may have,
and then your idea of making me feel better is this time is different, dude. That's it. That's all you say.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. Because everybody's going to be paying attention to Jimmy Butler.
You live ahead of yourself.
I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Talking about
Frog Boy, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Don't do it.
J-Fig.
Yep.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. However,
you don't want to, but
you're gonna do it. You're gonna get sucked in.
Some are saying. What are
they saying?
That Friday, when the Nuggets are in town, it's a battle for the Serbian throne. Some are saying that. When Denver comes to town, and the Joker comes to town, some are saying.
Can I ask a question?
That's for the Serbian throne.
What side is Jimmy on?
Ooh. Well, he couldn't betray Nico.
He loves Nico.
But he's justifying all of this by saying he's not doing this against the players, he's doing it against the franchise. You could always justify it. You see what I mean? That's so what, as good as things have gone, I don't know how, and again, if Jimmy is Jimmy, the team is better. But if Jimmy isn't Jimmy, the team is a lot worse because now you're thinking about Jimmy being Jimmy.
Let's just say Jimmy's not there, though. What do you think about the battle for the Serbian crown?
You think that's the most important situation coming this Friday?
It might be.
No,
it might be. I mean, what I'm watching this kid do every single night, it might be.
There's a 800-pound gorilla in the room, and your solution to this is we're going to ignore it and talk about the Serbian crown.
Dude, come on. Look at him at the lobs to Kel'el.
Who's been the one saying that Nico's been a pro longer than some of these guys that he'd have on this team, yet he gets sent to Sioux Falls, yet he gets sparing minutes. He's been a pro longer than a lot of these guys. So I've always been in Nico's corner about getting play time, just like I am with Kel'el. So
didn't Joker win MVP last year? Well, he has 3 of them.
He has 3 of them. That's like the Serbian crown.
But the Serbian crown,
3 miles.
You got to stay on top. Look, in the fight game, you got to stay on top. There's always a young lion coming for you.
Yeah, but like there's not like a guy
Marcos, you're trying to don't do it. Just let it.
Why? Just because he had his first back-to-back 20-point games?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
No,
that is
so what?
Well, what do you mean? So what? Other guy has 3 MVP.
He had his first. Wait, he had his first back-to-back 20-point game, and Jokic averages a triple-double.
I said I don't want to.
And you think if he outplays him for one game, he's gonna take the crown, right?
I'm king of Serbia now.
You think you think you're being a little
Tell
too much?
Joker, I'm big brother now.
Too much. Too much.
We've always hated the Jokic's.
He got, what is his averages? What, 26?
I'm sure
it's
what I'm sure his averages
10 and 8.
I'm sure his averages, while not caring, are better than anybody's.
Like,
oof, he's second in points per game, third in rebounds per game, second in assists per game, and first in 3-point percentage.
He's averaging 31, 13, and just under 10.
Yeah. You think and your Serbian just had his first back-to-back 20-point game, and you say they playing for the crown? What crown? What crown? What crown they play for?
He's gonna be 30 next month. He's washed.
Yeah. Oh, he's averaging his age.
Never liked the Jokic family.
Oh, okay.
Very hoity-toity. They always look down on the Jovic.
Leroy, he gave you a warning before he said anything.
I know. He tried. Listen.
He's trying not to
Tobin
get
is
carried
trying
away.
so hard. Here's the thing with Tobin. I realize Tobin, if he likes somebody,
look
will go out of his way to avoid those tough conversations.
You know who would win the Battle of Slovenia all the time?
Who's that?
Goran would beat Luka like a drum.
Oh,
like yeah. Luka's a better player, fine. But in the Battle of Slovenia, Goran was king. We'll see what happens.
Really?
Not to get ahead of myself.
No, of course not.
Again.
Very hoity-toity. At least my baby boy can see his toes. Yati.
Jesus.
Can I just hear before we get to the break? Can I just hear Nico refer to himself or refer to Kel'el Ware as his rook one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. 7-foot rook.
I always say, my rook's been playing great. It's easy to play with him. He's smart. He does the things he knows how to do. He do them right, and it's really easy to play with.
My rook, like, really?
That's some Jimmy
That would be the equivalent. That would be the equivalent to like two kids, and one's 9 and the other one's 8, and the other one say, "That's my kid."
Youngin.
My youngin.
My young bull.
Tobin, you didn't experience this, but usually being say the oldest, I'm in charge.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for Kel'el to refer to him as his OG.
Oh,
OG, they're like, neither one of them's 25 yet. Well, OG, we've been together for a minute.
Take a break. Back after this.
The Heat are in Los Angeles tonight playing the Clippers.
Welcome back. Time to get to our favorite Monday game. All right. Oh, no.
Tobin, did you see that video I sent you in Twitter?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my God. People do some dumb stuff.
Great challenge again. Leroy
No.
Love the great
No.
challenge.
It's some guy in jeans and they go Street Fighter versus black belt. And this guy's is just jeans and barefoot. Like he just thought he could, you know.
My all right goes to the Houston Texans. I mean, you embarrassed Justin Herbert, but also you guys have 6 more playoff wins in your existence than the Dolphins have had in your existence.
Yikes.
Which is crazy. And, you know, look, they kicked the crap out of the Dolphins this year, probably Tua's worst game of the year. Him and Tyreek Hill not on the same page.
Is it safe to say that they're really good defensively, though?
Very good defensively.
Okay.
Very good defensively.
Okay.
Very good defensively. And this is with, I guess, you know, you saying CJ Stroud, or most people thinking that CJ Stroud had this big sophomore slump. He was not as dynamic as he was as a rookie, which was a kind of an insane season. What do you have, like 2 picks
right
the entire year? Either way, my all right goes to the Texans. Good job by them.
All right.
My oh no goes to Paul Pierce. I mean, honestly, dude, shut up. Like for once, Paul Pierce.
Yikes.
You even have Kevin Garnett asking you to shut up. Just enough already. We're sick of hearing from you. You got nothing good to say. And dude, you're not better than Dwayne Wade. Never have been, never will be. Enough. Leroy?
So my all right is going to go to the Miami Hurricanes.
All right.
They got their guy. They got their replacement for Cam Ward and Carson Beck. He has 2 championships. He only played for one of them. So he's been on really good teams. I hope he comes back from injury. But, like, yeah, they got a replacement for Cam Ward. Now, I didn't say he was better. But again, he's been through it. My oh no. The SEC. You thought you deserved more teams? You thought you deserved more teams in the playoff?
Wow.
Really?
I still don't. I mean, I still don't feel great about this championship, though. I mean, I hate both those
No.
schools.
No. Let me tell you something. It is the only time of year where a Buckeye and a Wolverine will become friends. And that is to root against Notre Dame. Don't get it twisted. That whether it's Michigan and Canes fans in Ohio. Think about the Canes. They got Ohio State, who they thought took a championship, and Notre Dame. Who would you rather win? Anybody but Notre Dame. And I even like their coach, right?
I like their coach.
I didn't like old Marble Mouth.
Oh, my family.
Not even him. I'm talking about way back before that.
Oh, Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz. Yeah. But yeah. So I can't say I can't believe I'm saying this. I will root for Ohio State.
Ugh.
Well, because look,
hey, make sure
you know. Wait. I got a little Tobin
Save
in
that.
me. We got a little Tobin, right?
Little
'Cause
petty.
here's why. Make sure you clip this one too. Because if Ohio State wins and wins the national championship, that'd be like we won because we beat them. Back to back. I'm looking at this back to back.
I can't really hate on that much. Jennifer, what do you have?
Well, we started off the new year with a very, very eventful calendar. This weekend only, I was able to celebrate my cousin's wedding. She got
Wow.
married. And then the next day, I found out one of my very close friends got engaged. So then that was another positive.
You know what
A
they're not
very
doing?
eventful weekend.
You know what they're not doing? Cropping guys out of their picture. They're cropping guys in.
I don't even want to talk about that
For life.
because the guy I cropped got engaged this weekend too.
Wow! Congratulations to the cropper.
Whoa! Hey, congratulations to the cropper.
If anything, I led him to his forever person.
Look at that.
You're
You're
welcome.
invited to the wedding.
Impressive.
I don't think so, no. My oh no goes to, besides that, I can't get over this Poopgate story.
Miss
Dude,
Dookie.
the surveillance
I
footage.
can't.
Oh,
There's
so they don't
surveillance footage?
There's
of them
footage?
leaving. Yeah.
I mean, they just keep adding to this only in Florida story. It's just keeps making us look worse and worse, really.
No, it can't. No, listen. With what goes on down here, don't worry. That just fits right in.
Fits right in.
Crazy. Froggy?
My all right, no surprise at all, goes to the surging, youthful Miami.
Oh, wait. They're black?
Yep.
Oh, no.
You sent it?
Wait a minute.
Where is this video?
This really changes everything.
No.
for him.
They were sent to me.
They just showed me the picture of the people, and I'm shocked. Wow.
You thought this was intangible behavior?
This has been, that's definitely intangible behavior.
That was 100% intangible.
Right. Oh my goodness. This is the upset of the day. The upset of the weekend is not Houston just dragging the Chargers. The upset of the weekend is what I'm looking at right now. The culprits
Alleged
culprits of Poopgate are black and not young.
We'll get more details on this tomorrow. More tomorrow at 10 a.m.
It's just what we're gonna be following this as we cover.
You don't want to talk? You know what? You're suspended tomorrow.
What?
Wow, that's Latin tomorrow. You're suspended.
Pretty sure that's the thing that's going to happen
You
now.
don't want player. You don't want to discuss Poopgate anymore?
All right, I'm just
Suspend him.
wow. This is really a bit much, but okay. We'll be getting an appeal from my lawyers then, potentially, as long as you don't send 10 pages worth of evidence.
Do your oh no very quickly.
My oh no very quickly is Poopgate.
All right. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow. Except for Giannis. No wonder he hurt his back. He's always horny. I don't care that he was too horny. Giannis. No wonder he hurt his back. He's always horny.
Chaz Jism.
Podcast pump fake. Got dick in his face.
I see y'all when I see y'all.